Hello and welcome to Melbourne Ballpark. It does not get any bigger than this. Game 3 between the Melbourne Aces and the Adelaide Giants. This is the Brick Lane pregame show. I'm Ed Wyatt. He's Max Tanzer, the voice of the Melbourne Aces. Max, unbelievable scenarios. We're not sure what's going to happen. Aces could clinch tonight. They could be eliminated tonight. But we could also wait to see what happens tomorrow.
That's right. We'll keep you guys updated on all the scores around the ABL. So much still to be decided. But one thing's for sure, the Aces needed a big bounce back last night, and they did so in a big way. 16 runs, 18 hits, both season highs. The most runs they've scored in a single game since the 21 season. You got a little bit of everything last night.
We did. Great night at the ballpark. Huge crowd. Aaron Whitefield with a home run. Jared Dale with a home run. Logan Moore with a huge home run. What a night.
It was, but quietly, Morgan McCulla also picked up a four-hit night as well. We spoke to him before the game about his time in Australia so far.
3-1. Lined and past Wingrove, another base hit. McCulla with an aggressive turn. He'll hold there. A four-hit game.
15 for your last 24, 7 for 8 in this series. I mean, you've been phenomenal this year. What has been working for you the last couple weeks?
Just trusting my body at the plate, and we've been scoring a lot of runs in general. So coming up with guys on and working counts has been really good for me.
It seems like you really take care of the intangibles, do the little things to try and produce runs and set the table for this team. How has that been a part of your game?
Yeah, I think that's something I've done my whole career. Obviously, we have a lot of good hitters in this lineup, so the more that I can get on base and be in a position for them to bring me in is going to help the team.
And then you arrived in Australia on the morning to begin that Brisbane series, and then you play 5 games immediately in 4 days. I mean, what a whirlwind one, I'm sure, but what was that experience like? Walk us through it.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a haze the first weekend, and then we went to Perth, and things were kind of speeding up just a little bit, but once we got back and we played that series last week in Sydney, it felt like everything started to slow down. But the weather's been perfect. The guys have been awesome. I'm enjoying my time out here, and they get a push for these final 2 games.
Absolutely. What's the mindset for the next 2 games? Obviously still in the playoff hunt here.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to take care of what we can take care of, try and win 2 games. Can't worry about anything else.
And then mindset's something that's super big for you in your game, too, as a player on the field and off the field. I know you work with a lot of younger players as well, but for your career as well, how has that been implemented into your game?
Yeah, I think that's something I really started focusing on during COVID. I had gotten released and was kind of like at a turning point in my career in terms of what I wanted to do, and I just found that like breath work really shifted like the way that I think on a daily basis and the way that I approach the game, and now being able to help other people achieve that same mindset or a mindset of their own that is more optimal is really awesome.
Once again, a big thank you to Morgan McCulla. Another big key yesterday was Joey Steele.
Huge.
5 innings, 9 strikeouts, a career high for him. Getting the ball tonight for the Aces will be right-hander Jack Fox, who we saw in that wild delayed game on Sunday. And again, he'll be leading the way, hoping the Aces can get a huge win tonight. It's Game 3 of Round 10. The Aces and the Giants, playoffs on the line, begins right after this.
Left center field, Warner back at the track, kiss it goodbye. Puts it out to left field, it's got Carey. Ray is back, see you later. Darryl George gives the Aces the lead. It's 3-2, and that's got to Carey. Work is back, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Oh. Center field and deep. Simmons it back at the track. It is gone. Oh! History for Brett Byrd. His 3rd homer of the night. He charges this one up to left field. Back is Kennelly. He can only watch. It's gone. Jared Dale picks up his 2nd. Swinging. This one set in the air. Deep right field. Campbell back. Track. Wall. It's off the wall. Greg Bird wins it for the Aces, 5-4 and 9.
Sun is shining bright as we get ready for another pivotal ball game in terms of the ABL playoff race. It's the Adelaide Giants taking on the Melbourne Aces. Max Tanzir joined alongside Ed Wyatt. It was a record-breaking crowd yesterday here at Melbourne Ballpark, and we're expecting another large hand here tonight as well, Ed. And we told you we'd get you updated with those scores. Well, currently, so far, we have two finals of the 4 games that really play a role in the Aces' future hopes of the playoffs. A 3-2 win, extra innings for Perth in Sydney, and then Brisbane recently just walked off Canberra in the resumption of their game that was delayed yesterday due to a light curfew. So with that said, the Aces now with a full game lead over the Cavalry with a win tonight and a Cavalry loss in their second game against Brisbane. The Aces are in. It's a tongue twister, but there's a chance the Aces clinch tonight.
Yeah, Max, good to see you. We actually have brought in a team of mathematicians from RMIT. They're sitting out back of the booth here. They'll be doing the permutations and the calculations throughout the night. But you're absolutely right. There is an opportunity for the Aces to clinch. But as we said last night, if the Aces win, they're controlling their own destiny. So let's just get a win and not worry about everybody else.
If you win, you're in.
Yes.
Here's your weather brought to you by Vibrant Services. It's easily the hottest one of the weekend so far. 27 degrees Celsius as we approach first pitch, 16 kilometers per hour on the wind. As Ed, it looks like it's jetting out to right.
Yes, it certainly does. Looks like your more traditional sort of blowing out to the right, more consistent than we've seen in the last couple of days. Good night for baseball. I think we're going to see another good game. These two teams are going at it.
Well, the Aces scored a season-high 16 runs last night. Do you think John Dable will go with the same lineup? We'll see. Let's take a look at the Aces starting 9 for tonight. Leading things off after picking up his 300th hit, a home run yesterday on top of that as well. That's Aaron Whitefield in center field. Jared Dale, the league's leading hitter, bats second at shortstop. Following behind him, Robbie Glendinning will bat third in right field. Greg Bird's got an 11-game on-base streak. He cleans things up at first base. Game number 39 for him this year. He's played at all of them. Darryl George bats fifth at third base. Following right behind him, Morgan McCulla. We talked to him earlier. 7 for 8 in the series. He gets the start at second. Logan Moore back behind the plate for the second consecutive evening. He hit 7th. Mitchell Edwards DHing for the second time in the last 4 games. He'll bat 8th. And Chris Berg rounds out the 9 in left field. On the mound for Melbourne, right-hander Jack Fox. Looking to pick up a good start today for the Aces in a pivotal matchup. Let's introduce you to the other side, announced by manager Chris Adamson. Adelaide has already clinched a postseason spot, but also looking to host a postseason round as well. Just need to clinch one of the top 2 seeds. Leading off in left, Nick Ward. He started the game yesterday with a homer. He leads the team with 8. Liam Spence behind him, bats second at shortstop. Jared Carr has a 15-game hitting streak, bats third in center field. Rickson Wingrove back at first base after getting a stint on the mound yesterday. Cleans things up at first base. Jordan McArdle homered yesterday. DHs and bats fifth. Diego Gonzalez back in the lineup, bats sixth at third. Briley Knight in right field hits 7th. Nico Puaka-Grego, the second baseman, hits 8th, and Louis Albrecht catches for the second straight start, third straight night as well. Matt Osterberg will get the start for the Giants.
Yeah, and Chris Adamson's gone back to that Game 1 lineup, putting Ward back in left field after Nico Holsizer had so many problems in the field last night, and Gonzalez then comes back into third base. So he's back to that traditional lineup that he used in that first game.
Again, the Giants 21-17, 2 games back of Sydney for first place in the ABL standings. Again, there are so many twists and turns. We'll get through them throughout the broadcast, but there's still a shot that Adelaide could tie Sydney. Meanwhile, the Aces 18-20 on the season, currently a game lead over Canberra for 4th place. They get underway in Brisbane in just a little bit, and we'll keep you updated on that one all night long. Again, with a Brisbane win and an Aces win, they're back in the playoffs. The one good news coming out of today is the fact that because Canberra lost, that means the Aces will not be eliminated tonight.
Yes.
Still could happen tomorrow potentially, but they're at least alive for another 24 hours or so.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and if it would be beneficial in many ways to get it done tonight, Max, because Sunday, always a tricky day. The 1 p.m. game always can be a quirky time to start. Pitchers, you tend to deplete your pitching staff on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, particularly the Aces. They're a little bit thin. Sunday would be a real challenge in terms of who you start, who you pitch. So getting it done tonight would actually be a much better scenario for all concerned.
And you really get to rest your pitching staff.
Yes, that too.
Obviously, you have all those days off, but with as thin as it is, as you mentioned and alluded to, it can only help.
If they clinch tonight, you and I may be on the mound Sunday.
Why not, right?
Well, if Ricks and Wingrove did it.
You've got a good curveball. Yeah, Ricks and Wingrove was dominant in his one inning of work
yesterday. That was fun to see, actually.
Allowed a run, but
that was great.
Well, Jack Fox taking his warm-up tosses. There's a look at Wingrove right there, and maybe the future two-way player getting ready to go. Well, for Fox, this is his 5th outing with the Aces this season, his 3rd start. Over 9 innings, has allowed 10 runs. He's been hit hard, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. His last outing was an interesting one. Enters the ballpark Sunday morning early and expects that he's going to get the start at 1 o'clock instead because of inclement weather. Everyone was sitting around for about 2-3 hours or so. Ended up getting into that game, tossed 3 innings, 3 earned runs. The Aces won that one in wild fashion. He'll look for an even better start today. Maybe a little bit more of a normal routine for him before this one, too.
Other thing to mention, the first couple games been a bit sloppy. 6 errors in game 1, 5 errors yesterday. 11 errors in 2 games is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and it cost the Aces in game 1, and some may argue it cost Adelaide in game 2, at least early on in that game, allowed the Aces to really break it open. Well, here we go. Saturday Night Baseball for the final time of the regular season. It's the Aces and Giants, both in the thick of the playoff race. Nick Ward to lead it off against Jack Fox. We're ready to go. Here's Fox's first pitch. Taken up and away, 1-0.
What we were talking about, that outfield, the wind obviously a factor, but I was talking to Jared Carr from Adelaide before the game. He said it's a little bumpy out there too, so some weird hops potentially.
1-0. Rolled up the line. Bird circles around it. We'll take it to the bag unassisted. 1 away. Well, Ward doesn't leave the yard to start this one this time. That makes way to Liam Spence. We touched on it in the pregame show a little bit, but Joey Steele was everything he could ask for and more. Someone who hasn't started since high school, goes 5 innings, punches out 9, to do it after allowing the leadoff homer too. I mean, incredible stuff. Here's Liam Spence. Fox in his 2nd tour of duty with the Aces. Strike called 0-1. Of course, was with Melbourne in the 22-23 season. Made 10 appearances, 4 starts, and was one of the guys that joined the club a couple weeks ago when Saito Takashima and Kyosuke Saito, 2 crucial starters for the Aces, went back to Japan to get ready for their regular seasons in the MPB. And here he is, pitching for a potential playoff spot from Encino, California. 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. Something to keep in mind, too, is if you're Adelaide, what's the mindset bouncing back into this one? Again, this is a Adelaide team that entered yesterday as the best pitching staff in the league, and still are, despite the ERA ballooning a little bit above Sydney's. 2-1. Strike called. Counting it's up at 2-2.
Spence 1 for 8 in the series so far. We mentioned Adelaide. The hits they've had have been very timely. They executed very well in that first game.
Plenty of 2-out production. 6 hits with 2 outs. 9 base runners.
Yeah, so you look down the lineup. Ward 3 for 11, Spence 1 for 8, Carr 2 for 10, Wingrove 2 for 7, Knight 2 for 9. So not numbers that don't blow you away, but they were getting those hits in a really good position.
And oftentimes, too, what separates a great team from a good team is taking advantage of mistakes, and that's exactly what they did on Thursday.
Yep.
2-2. Outside, count now full. Takayuki Ichikawa calling balls and strikes. Casey Cook at first. Tom West at second, and Koki Suzuki at third to round out the umpire crew today. 3-2 the count on Spence, just getting underway. Down low ball 4, so a walk to Spence, first base runner of the night. 1 on, 1 down. Walks haven't been too much of an issue for Fox, just 2 in his first 9 innings this year. But Spence with decent speed at first, just attempted 2 stolen bases this year, successful in 1.
Well, here is Jared Carr, as I mentioned yesterday. Max grew up about a half hour from where I grew up and went to high school through 9th grade.
You guys are basically brothers.
Funny part of the world there, beautiful West Virginia, Western Maryland.
Well, he has been on fire here in Australia as he takes a strike. A 15-game hit streak. Eric Ballner tells us that when he, or if he reaches a 16-game hitting streak, it'll be an Adelaide franchise record. 0-1. Driven high in the air, right center field. Whitefield turning on the Jets, tracking a wall. He makes the catch. Back to first goes Spence, and Carr gave that one a ride out to right center.
He sure did, and that's why you love having a guy like Aaron Whitefield in center field. He's just so efficient, so fast, tracks those balls early. Well hit by Carr.
Got a hanging curveball, too, and took care of it, but look at him with that closing speed. There was a play made yesterday, too, where we talked about it a little bit, but a lot of outfielders are lunging out, if not trying to lay out to make that catch, but he covers so much ground so quickly, he's basically planting his feet at the track. His two-way star, Rickson Wingrove, fouls the first pitch back. I love the pink and neon yellow accents to go with these super bright jerseys. I love them. I think probably the favorite of mine in terms of visiting jerseys this year for me. Check the first. But the pink arm sleeve just adds to it. Then you got that bright red helmet, as you can see. The colors explode off your screen.
They do indeed.
It's almost got that, I know these kind of counteract each other with that future retro look. Strike called 0-2. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yes, I do.
And for us here, all the way in the press box, those big, bright numbers help us out. Trying to identify players. 0-2 the count on Wingrove, who was 0 for 3 yesterday. Pitch. Tapped to George on the long hop. Takes his time, inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left as Jack Fox hangs a 0 on the board to the first. We head to the bottom half of the frame. Aaron Whitefield leads things off for the Aces when we come back.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Ublinds Australia's once-a-year stock take sale is on now. For 2 weeks only, all products are half price. Shutters, security, curtains, zip screens and all other products. Don't miss out.
Back in Melbourne, some free, what, is T-shirts being thrown into the crowd?
I think it might be T-shirts or towels, maybe? I'm not sure. Little Aces towel, I think.
Plenty of fans in attendance here today looking to see some magic here from the Aces as they race to a potential postseason spot. We get ready for the bottom of the third. Let's introduce you to Adelaide's starter for tonight. That's left-hander Matt Osterberg. Out for his 10th start of the year, and he has been so solid. 2-3 record, a 3.11 ERA, 35 strikeouts to 37 and 2/3 of innings work. Opponents are hitting .284 against him, so he can get hit around a little bit, but he's still done a really good job at preventing runs.
Spent most of last year at Reading, AA affiliate of the Phillies, was 3-6 with a 5.24 ERA. 4 years in the minors after pitching at St. Cloud State in Minnesota.
And Ed, he has been just lights out over his last 4 starts. Just about 23 innings of work in his last 4 outings. He's allowed just 2 earned runs. Aaron Whitefield will lead it off. He takes a strike after showing bunt, 0-1. So it'll be a tough task for the Aces, as it is every night against this Adelaide pitching staff. I mean, they are set up so perfectly for the playoffs. 0-1 is taken for strike 2, 0-2. When you're going Wells, Bradwell, and Osterberg, game potential 1-2 and then 3 if necessary, that's a pretty good setup. 1-2 the count.
You got Van Steensel closing.
That's right. We saw Estebenz and Jimenez on Thursday.
Yeah.
Who's a potential starter in his own. Again, he's been relieving all year for Adelaide, but the Phillies organization has made starts. This is a really good pitching staff for Adelaide. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got Whitey to chase. 1 up, 1 down for Osterberg. Change up right there.
Good start if you're Adelaide right there, getting rid of Whitefield off the top. Dangerous hitter.
Had a really good day yesterday, too.
Yeah, he did.
Makes way to Jared Dale, hitting at a 370 clip, 373 to be exact, the best amongst qualified players in the ABL this year. First pitch to Jared, line down the left field line and foul.
He's just been on a tear.
He has. Again, we mentioned it last weekend against Sydney, but it just feels like an automatic 2 hits per night for him, right? So quiet and stoic as he grounds this one up the middle. There's another knock. They just keep on coming for Jared Dale. 1 out base runner for the Aces.
What a year he's having, seriously. What a year that Jared Dale is having. In the field, at the bat. He's just so reliable, as you said, man.
Just stayed back long enough on that one. He's done a little bit of everything this year. To think that they didn't have him in round 1, only had him for a couple of games in round 2 as he got a little banged up, and then came back for round 3 and has been lights out since. First pitch to Robbie Glendinning, take it inside 1-0. Robbie looking to break out a little bit this weekend after an unstoppable round 8 in Perth. Had a good series against Sydney last week, but has struggled in this one here. Now hitting .288, 4 homers, 21 runs batted in. It's been the swing and miss in this series. Just hasn't been able to solve the riddle of this Adelaide pitching staff. L with 7 bags swiped this year. He's at first. A little bit outside. 2-0.
Wonder if Kai Kudo will be back for the playoffs. The catcher got hurt in game 1, and Albrecht had to fill in and will be catching throughout the weekend.
Absolutely. Not exactly sure what it was. Dale fakes the go.
Looked like a hamstring. Again, we said we don't like to speculate on that, but it seemed like he was holding the back of his leg. If that's the case, who knows?
For sure.
And as a prospect, right, you're not going to risk it.
And it just is something to consider moving forward into the playoffs, too. 2-1. 3-1. Good count for Robbie. Albrecht's still very good back there as well, so not a bad guy to pivot to. And in fact, it does seem a little bit as if Albrecht and Kaikuto have sort of been swapping back and forth anyway.
Yep.
That's what the Aces have been rolling with since Logan Moore came in, kind of back and forth with Edwards. 3-2 now on Glendinning. That one pinballing in the third base dugout.
I think everyone's okay. See bats and balls flying around.
A couple of bats flown around in this series, right? Got to be careful. 3-2 the count on Robbie. The payoff. There goes Dale as this one's scooped foul. Count still full. Dale's been aggressive against left-handers in terms of attempting for stolen bases. He's been picked off a couple of times in the last 2 rounds. Again, you have to commit to going on first movement against the left-hander, which he did right there. Dale back in standing up. 7 stolen bases for him. We'll keep you updated around the rest of the scores around the ABL. Again, just getting started on what's been a wild Saturday around the league already. 3-2. Sharply lined, back up the box in the left center. There's some hard contact for Robbie Glendinning. Almost took the glove off of Osterberg. Back-to-back base hits.
Yeah, hit really hard. Great stuff for Robbie. Get him back on track. Knew it wouldn't last long. Take a look at this. Right back up the middle. 2 men on, 1 out.
And a good spot for a hot hitter for the Aces in Greg Bird. Get another look here. Let's take a look at where this pitch was. Middle of the plate, and he took care of it.
Well, we saw Bradwell come in last night, and he's been having an amazing year, and the Aces got to him. You never know.
Aces have had a knack for spoiling some really good pitchers this year. They did it against Wells earlier. Wells was still very good, but hit him a bit hard as that one's popped foul. 0-1. Talking about Lachlan Wells, it was Sydney last week who had Alex Wells, Lachlan's brother, and the Aces hit him hard. Bird's played in every game this season for the Aces. So reliable in the middle of this lineup. Gone on base in 11 consecutive contests. Was 3 for 6 last night. 0-1. Outside, counting things out.
He's 4 for 9 in the series Mets. A couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs.
And we've talked about it a couple of times. Again, hasn't homered since round 4 versus Perth, but has still been so steady and consistent. 1 and 2. Hitting at a .321 clip, OPS over 900, leading the league with 27 runs batted in. So yes, he hasn't left the yard as much as last year when he was tied for the league lead with 11, but he's still getting it done. One, two. Down and away, count evens up, and a lengthy inning here for Osterberg.
That's good if you're an Aces fan. You want him to throw a lot of pitches early.
This will be pitch number 18 for him. Shift on the infield for Adelaide. The shortstop Spence tugged behind the bag. A lot of room on the left side of the infield.
Which Bird hit yesterday.
A couple of times.
Yeah. One that rolled all the way to the fence.
That was one of the more unique doubles I think we've seen. And they're playing the same shift here, of course. If you look at the numbers, I'm sure Greg is grounded to his pull side the majority of the time anyway. Two. Outside, 3 and 2. He's worked it full. Bird always doing an exceptional job of working the count as well. 18 walks for him so far in the season. That's top 10 in the ABL. Dale at second, Glendinning at first. Aces looking to strike first. 3-2. Out straight back, and he stays alive.
It's really working this one.
Well, it will be at the very least a 20-pitch inning here for Osterberg. Darryl George on deck here for the Aces. It's been Adelaide who has struck first in the first 2 games of the series. Three-two. Runners go. Pitch is down and away, ball 4. Another walk for Greg Bird, and the bases are full of aces for Darryl George.
Wow, Josh Toles with an early visit.
And I'm sure just going over Darryl George right here, you got a right-hander at the plate who, again, has some pop. Maybe slow things down a little bit too. Some hard contact at this inning, and then the walk. A lot of pitches, now under pressure especially too. Darryl with 5 homers this season, tied with Bird and Whitefield for the team lead. Also, just 1 hit away from tying Logan Wade for second all-time in modern ABL history. All he's thinking about is giving the Aces the lead. And I'll tell you what, Ed, I have loved seeing the passion and emotion he has displayed over the last couple weeks. A couple clutch knocks against Sydney, and he was pounding his chest. Scored yesterday on a close play at the plate and was screaming back to his first base dugout. We've seen it in the WBC when he plays for Team Australia. It's fun to see him in an Aces uniform showing that love for the game too. First pitch is down low, 1-0.
And Darryl had a couple of really good at-bats yesterday where he was really patient. I'd expect him to do the same thing here, unless, of course, he gets something he knows he can jump on.
First baseman Wingrove in front of the bag at first. Everyone else back on the Adelaide infield. 1-0. Grounded to short, could be two. Spence over to Puaka Grego to first. A 6-4-3 double play. Aces strand the bases loaded. Really good work from Matt Osterberger. We head to the top of the second. No score here in Melbourne. Well, Matt Osterberg able to get out of trouble for Adelaide in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded, one out, induces a ground ball double play. So Jack Fox back out for the top of the second as they continue to file in here at Melbourne Ballpark.
The Geelong Korea hat.
There we go.
In the crowd. How about that? Former team in the ABL. Graham Lloyd managed them, I think, for 1 year maybe. And the ubiquitous Dodger hat that you see everywhere now.
Well, big day for Dodgers fans signing Roki Sasaki.
Yeah, huge. Just what they need, another
right?
good Japanese pitcher.
Yes, I mean, that rotation will headline Shohei Ohtani,
man.
Roki Sasaki, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, arguably the top three starters for a Team Japan World Baseball Classic team, all of the Dodgers that, I don't know, Tyler Glass now at that as well. I'm sure they'll bring Clayton Kershaw back, Gavin Stone, a ton of great arms. We're forgetting the name a few, there's so many. Haven't had a chance to talk to John Diebel yet, of course, the scout for the Dodgers.
Yep.
Scouts that region too, but I'm sure it's a relieving day for him after what was probably one of the number one goals on the Dodgers offseason list.
Yep.
Here's Jordan McArdle to lead it off against Fox. The first pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1.
McArdle hitting 300 in this series, home run, double, couple RBIs. Has struck out 4 times as well.
And he's played in every game for Adelaide this season. 0-1 from Fox. Swing and a miss, pulled the string, 0-2. That homer in the 9th inning. A beamer off the base of the batter's eye. He's got plenty of pop. Again, him and Wingrove back-to-back. Good luck. 0-2. Slashed foul. A little bit of an excuse me hat. Count still holds. Well, it was a record crowd for the Aces yesterday. 2,614, the most ever at Melbourne Ballpark for an event that the Aces have hosted. The second largest in Aces history. The largest for any game this year in the ABL. It was Perth who held the lead against the Aces at the conclusion of round 8. That was for that doubleheader on that Saturday, as that one's sliced away. It's great to see how much the game has grown, especially here in Melbourne. And they're pushing 2,000, if not more, again here tonight. 0-2 the count of McArdle. One and two.
Yeah, it's another big crowd. I don't think it's as big as last night, but I will say the party that's as full as
Yeah,
I've seen
right?
in a long time. But it is another big crowd, no doubt about it.
They're running out of room up there.
They're running out of beer and room.
It's got to be at least over 50 people up there.
I've heard it's over 60.
Over 60. Oh,
what
my
I've heard.
God. That might be a record in itself.
Yeah, we keep records of that.
Right? I'll put it in our media
Yeah,
guide.
put it in the next year. We get that in the media. Party get crowd record.
Well, they got a really good view up there, up high behind the first base dugout. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Sizzled a heater. First strikeout of the night for Fox. Makes way to Diego Gonzalez. It was that party deck section that I think really got the crowd into it last Sunday. As we get another look, take an eye on this Fox fastball. Riding up above the zone. So here's Gonzalez. But in that game that was delayed for 3 hours, again, there were plenty of fans initially. This one's tapped to third. George is going to have to hurry. Throwing the run. My goodness, what a play. He makes it look easy over there. 2 away.
Have I mentioned yet how well he's been playing in the field, Max?
That's been his play, too. The slow chopper where he has to charge, then gloves it and slings to first on the run. I mean, that is a classic Darryl George play.
Chopped right off the dirt there. Very slow. Look at the way he gets rid of that. Beats him by a few steps, too.
There's a BB over there.
Oh.
Riley Knight chops it foul, 0-1. Well, it was those fans on Sunday after the delay who were just chanting Darryl's name all day long. Darryl tied the game with a homer, tied the game again later with a double, and they were so excited. And I think listeners on our stream and fans in the ballpark, I remember scrolling through social media, and they loved it. They were all saying, we got to get those fans back. Just generates such an electric atmosphere. And you know Darryl loved it. He was so pumped up after those big hits. 0-1-9. Inside, and that one hit him. So good speed on the bases. A 2-out base runner for Adelaide. That'll make way to Kuaka Grego.
Just gets away from this ball. Got a foot.
Yeah, just overthrew that breaking ball.
I thought it was a little higher, but I never got it again.
So Kuaka Grego, after a hitless night yesterday, looking to change things here. That's a good stop for Moore. 1-0.
He's 2 for 7 in the series, double RBI.
Was really productive in game 1. Yeah, a couple of hits, walked, double as well. Really scrappy, but solid at the bottom of this Adelaide order. At second base for the 3rd consecutive evening. Just got a piece, bounced it straight back, 1-1. For Fox this year, the deepest he's gone in a game, at least to the ABL, is 3 2/3. That was against Brisbane a couple weeks ago. His first outing, that was in relief back in round 7. 1-1. Up and away. 2-1 now. And I'm sure John Diebel and Peter Moylan and Graham Lloyd would love to get as much out of them as they can. Again, if you can save some arms potentially for tomorrow, or prevent yourself from having to use anyone except your high leverage guys tonight, that would be ideal. As this one's rolled to Bird on a knee. He stabs on the hop, it takes it to the bag, no problem. Good work from Jack Fox. 2 scoreless innings to start his day. As Greg Bird, as you can see, in front of the bag, range cut down, quick reaction from the Birdman to end the inning. We head to the bottom half of the 2nd. No score here in Melbourne.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking, and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Scoreless between Adelaide and the Aces. The Aces say thank you to Hub Systems. Hub Systems offers overall systems integration, project management, technical consultation, system installation, training, and ongoing customer support to guarantee the best performance. Hub Systems.
Morgan McCulla to lead things off here for the Aces. One of the hottest hitters, not just in this ballpark, but the entire ABL. 15 for his last 24.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. That's over 500.
It's over 600.
Over 600.
It's absurd. Gets the lefty today. First pitch. Down and away, 1-0. Caught up with him in the pregame show, and he made it sound easy. Just said, I'm trying to stick to my approach.
Trust my body.
Yeah.
Okay, I trust my body. I'm not going 7 for 8.
1-0. 2-0. Well, for one thing, too, he had a really tough series back in Perth a couple weekends ago. That was right before the Aces hosted Sydney, where he went 1 for 13, and then ever since he's gone back, hitting at a 625 clip. I mean, talk about dialed in. Looked like he was taken all the way there, 2-1. Osterberg back out for another inning of work here after getting out of a bases-loaded jam unscathed. 2-1. 3-1. McCulla drives himself into a 3-1 count. 1 walk in the first inning for Osterberg. That was to Bird. One thing that Morgan talked to us about, too, is just getting settled in. Again, it was such a crazy introduction to the ABL. Flew in on a Thursday morning. 3-1's down and away, ball 4, so he'll take the walk. He's now reached base in every game of this homestand, dating back to 8 games ago in Game 1 versus Sydney. Leadoff base runner for the Aces as Logan Moore comes up. But he got off the plane, and then all of a sudden, you're in the starting lineup that night. And it's not a normal 4-game series against Brisbane. It's a 5-game set. So he went night game Thursday, night game Friday, doubleheader Saturday, day game Sunday. There's a check to first. McCulla back in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so you're kind of thrown into the wild a little bit there. And then you go on the road to Perth. It was a little bit of a tough road trip for him, but he told us now he feels settled in. He feels at home. Strike called to Moore, 0-1. And McCulla has good speed over there at first, too. 5 of 6 in stolen base attempts through his first 15 games. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Good night for Logan yesterday. 4 runs batted in. That was the most of any Aces player in a single game this year, matching Bird's 3-homer game. Pretty good territory, if you ask me. Oh, 2. Rounded sharply, could be 2 again. Spence will take it himself and throw over another double play. Second turned by Adelaide tonight, and that erases the leadoff walk.
Yeah, that we always sort of say pitcher's best friend. It truly has been that for Osterberg tonight. He's gotten him out of 2 tight situations.
And he found the barrel, but Spence was shaded up the middle, and he didn't have to move a step before it 2-hopped into his bin. Here's Mitch Edwards, DHing tonight. He's been swinging it so good from the right side. Talked to him a couple days ago after the home run on Sunday and asked him, do you have more power from the right side? And he said it's about even, but he's just feeling so confident from that side of the plate. Of course, a switch hitter with the lefty on the mound batting right. 1-1. Now hitting .299. I mean, he's been swinging it so well. 1-2. And it's the timely hits, too.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say deliver them in important times. It's exactly right.
1-2.
Just a great guy to have around a club.
1-2. Count evens up. And always so friendly. He's always the first one out of the dugout before the game, doing his pregame work. Stays alive.
He's the first guy. He's got the Polaroid thing going. He's got the high fives when the player comes in after hitting a home run or scoring a run. Just a real team guy.
He's such a great teammate, and you can see how much they all love him in the dugout. 2-2 again. Just a little bit late. Count still holds. By the way, Brisbane and Canberra underway for the second game of their doubleheader. Gunnar Hines getting the start for the Bandits, so that's good news for the Aces. He's been one of the best.
That's exactly right. He used to play here. Come on, help out your old team, Gunnar.
That's right. For Canberra, it's Reese Nitt, who's had a good year himself on the mound for the Cavalry.
Yeah, we saw him. Remember, he wasn't even supposed to pitch this year.
That's right. 2.38 ERA for him this season. 2-2 to Edwards. Looped out to right center field with some slice. Knight is over, makes the catch, inning over. Osterberg faces the minimum here in the second, induces another double play. We head to the top of the third, scoreless here at Melbourne Ballpark.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Look at Jack Fox as he gets ready for his third inning of work. He's looked very solid today. Despite a walk and a hit batter, he has set down Adelaide pretty smoothly so far. He'll get 9, 1, and 2 of the Giants lineup. There's a look at Maverick.
Just back from a little trip to L.A., he was showing me some pictures of the fires there, which have obviously been devastating, but it's kind of bad luck. You go to L.A. for a visit and the fires break out, but a lot of thoughts and thinking about a lot of people over there. I know people probably watching this. Some of the players would have family and friends over there. I lived in L.A. for a couple of years, so really hard to watch that stuff, but thoughts go out to them.
Devastating for sure, and definitely sending good wishes and good thoughts and hopefully better days ahead. Here's Louis Albrecht to the plate to lead things off. First pitch from Fox, swing and a foul straight back, 0-1. Albrecht was 2 for 3 with a double and slipped on his way in between the base paths, but still made it. That's all that matters.
Had a smile on his face.
The turf monster got him. Back in my glory days of Little League, the turf monster got me plenty, I'll tell you that. More than it should have, and I'm not joking. This is upstairs, 1-1.
So did we figure out whether you had played against him?
We have to ask him what his club team was, but I could almost guarantee you we have at some point. Whether it's a summer tournament or high school. Of course, growing up in Kent, he was just about 20 minutes away
Not
from
that
here,
far,
so.
yeah, down, what was it, 405?
Yes, that's right.
Down to 405.
Played so many tournaments there. 1-2 the count. One of us is in the booth, the other's on the field, so that tells the story. Fox ahead big time. Here's the pitch. Down and away. Count evens up. Maybe tomorrow he can call the game. I'll catch.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
He might want the break. He's got the personality. I think he could sit in and call. I think he could.
Very friendly guy. We got to chat with him a little bit. Count even here. Here's the 2-2. Up and in. Count now full. Leadoff walks have come to bite the Aces over the last couple of weeks here, so Fox will look to make a quality pitch. (3-2). Just a little bit upstairs, ball 4. So Albrecht, really good plate appearance for him. Works the count full after falling behind with 2 strikes and draws the second walk against Fox, who's now doubled his total from his first 9 innings of work this year.
Yeah, it's good at-bat from Louis there.
It's a
Sorry, brings up Nick Ward, of course, the leadoff hitter, dangerous.
This is a really patient Adelaide team, too, leading the league in free passes drawn as an offense. Check to first, and, oh man, Albrecht was caught a little bit late right there, but the throw a little bit high. So he's back in safely. Albrecht with one stolen bag on the year. Ward grounded out to first, back to open up this ballgame. Plenty of pop in his back. Fox will have to be careful. Runs in a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Liam Spence on deck. So this will be the second time through the order against the Aces right-hander. We'll see if Adelaide sees the ball any differently against him. Not too much hard contact against Fox the first time through. 0-1. 0-2. By the way, an update. Canberra out to a 2-0 lead in Brisbane. Was 1-0, now 2-0 quickly, and then Sydney up 2-0 on Perth. So if you're an Aces fan, you're rooting for a Sydney win and a Brisbane win. Plenty of time in both of those contests. Perth, meanwhile, if they can pick up a win against Sydney, they would clinch yet another postseason spot. Moves outside, 1-2. Would be their 13th playoff appearance. I mean, that's essentially almost every year since the playoffs started.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe missing one. Move to first. Albrecht back in.
Yeah, they really turned it on. We sort of were thinking that they might miss it this year, but boy, they've been playing pretty good baseball. Same with Brisbane.
Oh my goodness, Brisbane has been unbelievable after their walk-off win earlier. Dermot Frisch with a RBI single to left. Still in the playoff hunt as this one's hopped over Bird past McCulla into right. Albrecht into third standing up, and a ball with eyes as Dale couldn't see the throw back in. Goes into left and Albrecht will score. A 5-hopper gets through the infield, and the Adelaide catcher scores from first to give the Giants a 1-0 lead.
That was a strange one. The ball literally was hit. You can see Bird just can't get there. McCulla can't get there either. And then you're right, this throw. Dale sort of covered his eyes and his head. He must have completely lost it.
The sun sets right over that right field fair foul pole, so you can assume that he couldn't see it, so that'll likely be an error. Here's Liam Spence.
Indeed, ruled an error. There's a look at that sort of sun and glare that you see. Good shot from our sportscast crew camera there.
So you can give Ward a single and then run scores on the E9. No RBI. That one is down and away, 2-0. Well, still plenty of time left in this ball game, but Fox will look to stop the bleeding here now. Spence walked back in the first inning.
One of those early bad break, miscue, whatever you want to call it.
3 balls, no strikes. Hot hitting Jared Carr on deck, so it doesn't get much easier from here on out. By the way, that's the first hit of the night for Adelaide. And that's a tough break, too, because with Bird holding on the runner at first and Albrecht, he was even with the bag. If he's playing back behind with nobody on, of course, then that's an easy one right into his lap. Baseball, though, right?
Yep.
3-1. McCulla in double play depth had a long way to go, so he couldn't stop it. What was interesting about it, too, is Albrecht, I think, had probably assumed that the ball stayed on the infield, just seeing the trajectory after it hit the dirt the first time. Kind of stutter-stepped around second, then decided to go to third. 3-1. Flashed away. Count full now at 3-2.
Nice fight back from Fox here. Get it back to full count.
So is that the 12th error of the series from both sides now?
Yes, it is. 6 on Thursday and 5 yesterday. That's incredible.
Runner goes, 3-2 is down and away, ball 4. That's the second walk of the inning and third of the night for Fox. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out now for Jared Carr.
They're playing with fire a little bit here. Obviously, this middle of the Adelaide lineup. Carr, Wingrove, McCulla.
All left-handers, too. The trio of powerful lefties up here for Chris Adamson's Giants. Well, Adelaide looking to continue to knock on the door of Sydney and at the very least secure a home playoff series by clinching one of the first 2 seeds. First pitch from Fox misses inside, 1-0. Third baseman Daryl George in front of the bag defending a bunt. Dale, the shortstop, holding on the runner and Ward at second base. 1-0. Down straight back, count evens up. Carr would be tough to double up too. He's got blazing speed. Gonna look at this rip. So 1-1 the count here. Grounded up the line. Bird, I think between 2 legs, made that stop. Will take it to the bag by himself. First down of the inning. Spence to second, Ward to third. That's an important out, number 1, with Wingrove coming to the dish.
Yeah, it's another great play from Greg over there at first.
Almost looked like he overran it, then reached behind his leg a little bit. It was an interesting stop. So far, infield looks to be playing back aside from George at third, and they're just going to put Wingrove on. Look at that bright shin guard. Look at all the kiddos who have signed that. Eric Balliner gave us the tip on it. Before every game, a kid signs that shin guard. So along with the neon colors,
that's cool.
It's amazing. I love that. Makes them feel a part of the game. Talk about growing the sport here in Australia. Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, and this makes perfect sense. You got the force now. You have McCulla up, who's not a rapid runner, so you've got a potential double play to end the inning here. So a no-brainer to put Wingrove on.
Going to need a ground ball. George even with the bag at third. Everyone else back. Pull shift on as well. First pitch. Taking for a strike, going 1. McCulla struck out his first time up. That's the only punch out tonight so far from Fox. While the Aces have struggled defensively in a couple of specific half innings in this series, they've done a good job of limiting the damage after that error. 0-1 is down low, count evens up. Arms in the outfield for the Aces, left to right. Burke, Whitefield, and Glendinning. One. Down low, an important stop from Moore, 2-1.
Yeah, good block from Logan that time.
This is turning into a lengthy inning here for Fox. Now at 50 pitches after this next one. Season high is 49. So this next one will break his ABL high. 2-1. Popped up down the line. Long way to go for Burke into foul ground. Slides, and it's down for strike 2.
Good effort from Berkey. Very tough. Long way to run.
And honestly,
sun, wind.
If he catches that, that could have resulted in a run anyway.
That's a really good point.
Of course, you might just take the out no matter what. Bases loaded, one away with McCulla at the plate, who has plenty of thump in his bat, but
luckily we don't have to second guess that because he didn't get it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Early in the game too, so I'm sure take any action you can.
Yep.
2-2. Pitch. Grounded through the left side, a base hit. Ward in, Spence stops at third, an RBI single from McCulla. What a piece of hitting, just pushed that the other way. And it's 2-0 Adelaide.
Yeah, that's a veteran hitter right there, Max.
RBI number 19 for the Adelaide DH. And look at this piece of hitting with 2 strikes. Open left side of the infield with Dale and double play depth. Just what Adelaide needed. Here's Diego Gonzalez, the 7th hitter to the plate in this inning. First pitch to Gonzalez. Base is still loaded, taken for a strike. Just the 11th game for Gonzalez. He grounded out to third back in the second. 1 run batted in for him as well this year. Small sample size, of course, but double that, if not more, with 1 swing. 0-1. Grounded softly. Dale can't get it. It's through. Spence scores. Wingrove stops at third. Another RBI single. Station to station go the base runners, and it's 3-0 Giants.
Another seeing eye single, just hits right up the middle.
And again, a nice piece of hitting, just not trying to do too much yet.
Yeah, look at that.
And here comes Peter Moylan, the pitching coach, to the mound for the Aces to talk with Fox. Looks like a right-hander up at the pen. I think that's Billy Parsons. Get a confirmation. Either way, the inning started with a walk for Fox, then a single. An errant throw allowed Albrecht to score. And then since then, 2 more walks, 2 more singles, and Adelaide bouncing back in a big way after the Aces scored 16 against them last night.
It is Billy Parsons out there warming up, you are correct.
And Briley Knight, the 8th batter to the plate in this inning. There's a look at Billy. Well, the bags are still loaded here. First pitch tonight. Up and away, 1-0. 1-0. Strike called. Good spot. Counting it's up.
Either strikeout, pop out, or double.
That would be nice if you're the Aces. Again, if you're Adelaide, maybe a little bit of revenge. Looking to score as many as they can after yesterday. Takes upstairs, 2-1. That was a tough one for Adelaide. They've had a couple of other games in this building where they've been hit a little hard, to say the least. One of them not even against the Aces, in fact. 2-1. Taps softly. McCulla takes it himself, sets his feet, throws over. Huge 4-3 double play. Limits the damage to 3. So hold that thought. Adelaide pushes 3 across. They send 8 to the plate. Pick up 3 hits as we head to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Giants.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. The YMCA blasting out throughout the stands. Got another packed house here at the ballpark, showing off the moves as the Aces trail 3-0 after an offensive outburst for Adelaide back in the top half of the third inning, but they get out of it on a huge double play ball.
Yeah, great double play. Brought to you, of course, by Master Dry Cleaners. That was Morgan McCulla starting that, taking it himself. Look at it here. perfect position. He did have to hustle a bit here to turn and get his feet set, but he's got that good throw and arm right over the great bird there. Limit the damage to 3 runs.
And it's not like Riley Knight doesn't run well either. I mean, looks so poised as he began that one. Well, 9-1-2 to up for the Aces. Burke, Whitefield, and Dale against the left-hander Matt Osterberg. Aces loaded the bases in the first, but could not score. Now have some work to do down by 3. First pitch to Burke. Upstairs 1-0. Well, it's been an interesting night for Osterberg.
This reminded me a little bit of Joey Steele yesterday. Comes out and says, hey, suddenly I've got a lead. That's how Osterberg's got to feel, right? Struggled a little bit. Now he's got a lead.
High chopper to second. Puaka Grego plays it all the way back in the grass. 1 away. Well, the Aces have done a good job of making him work and getting ahead of the count, and they've strung across many base runners so far. It's just been the double play ball that's been their kryptonite.
Yeah.
We've now seen 3 turned on both sides.
3 double plays in 3 innings. Not quite 3 innings.
Here's Aaron Whitefield, 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning. A good changeup from Osterberg. First one. Goes bunt again. He's done that a couple times today. 0-1. Not ever a bad thought with his speed and a lefty on the mound who falls off the third base side of the hill. Got more room to work with. Swing and a miss. Count evens up. Aaron picked up his 300th career hit yesterday. Double down the right field line. Number 301 was a solo homer. A laser beam in the center. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. I mean, this has just been the year of Aaron Whitefield and Daryl George's victory lap, right? I mean, they've broken a record every round, it feels like. 1-2. Softly to short. Spence at the shoestrings. Throws on the run just in time. Whew. 2 quick outs, and that's the statement that Osterberg was looking to make after that lengthy 3-run top third for Adelaide.
That was close. As you know, Whitefield has great speed, and it is a fairly slow hit. Gets rid of it quickly to Spence. Really close. Great backhand from Dixon Grove there.
Makes way to Jared Dale, who singled in the first. Takes upstairs 1-0. Well, Dale now hitting .378 this season, so it's going to take a really strong finish to get close to 400. 1-0. 1-1 would be the first ace to hit over 400 and qualify for it since Delman Young did so a few years ago. Only 2 others besides Delman Young have done it as well in an Aces uniform. 1-2. Into the seats. Oh, a nice catch.
Sign him up.
Was screened a little bit, too, with someone reaching above him. Oh, he gave it to the kid behind him. Oh, you got to love it. It's a good call.
So much of that this year. It's great. Great thing. Nice catch.
1-2. Strike 3 called. Ring him up. A fastball at the knees. Second strikeout of the night for Osterberg and his best inning yet. 1-2-3 go down the Aces as we head to the top of the 4th. It's 3-0 Giants.
Blinds Australia's once-a-year stock take sale is on now. For 2 weeks only, all products are half price. Shutters, security, curtains, zip screens and all other products. Don't miss out.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Sun still blazing down the first base line. Ed White, Max Tanzer with you, Max. New uniform and apparel sponsors this season, obviously New Balance and Belgravia. And all Belgravia merchandise and select New Balance merchandise available at the Aces merch stand.
There's some really good stuff this year. As you can see, the uniforms the Aces are wearing, they're brand new this season. And there's some hoodies as well that the players wear on the field that you can buy as well. There's a New Balance cleat right there. Gotta love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. That merch stand is full of great things.
Yeah, if you're here at the ballpark listening to us,
Head
maybe in
down.
the stands or in the concourse, go over and see Annie. She's got the merch stand going, and you can dress up just like the Aces, right? It's really good stuff. I got that hoodie early in the season, and I love it. I mean, first of all, so warm, but it's also the one that the guys wear on the field, so it feels even more authentic.
You can pretend you're a player.
Right, exactly. Here's Puaka Grego to lead it off against Fox.
Oh.
Puaka Grego, the only Giant not to come to the plate in the third inning. Some updates around the league. Sydney leads 3-0 over Perth. Top of the third in that one. That'll be a 9-inning game. That's good news for the Aces. On the other side, Canberra still up 2-0 on Brisbane. Ideally, the Aces would love a Canberra loss. Is a nice play from Greg Bird, the diving stop, and Jack Fox covers. 3-1 put out for out number one.
That's the third really nice play Bird's made down at first already.
Absolutely. About halfway through the season, he only had one start at first, and he's been there consistently over the last 3 or 4 rounds, and look at that. Vintage Greg Bird defensively, and able to recover on a quick bobble, and you can see Jack Fox loves it.
Yeah. Good from Fox as well. Say, I got you.
Here's Louis Albrecht, started everything back in the third. It was a really good plate appearance. You got to tip your cap to him. Fell behind with 2 strikes and ran it full, drew a walk, and that's what really jump-started that 3-run inning.
Huge.
Second walk he's drawn in the series, but no bigger than that one. Just about, 25 minutes ago? It's a long inning for Adelaide at the plate. 0-1. Down and away. Count evens up. So Fox looking to get through 4 tonight. Again, we've mentioned it. Billy Parsons continues to heat up with the bullpen down the right field side for the Aces. Fox can get through this inning. It'd be a season high for him in an Aces uniform this year. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Strike called.
Nice.
1-2.
Very nice.
So for those curious, we'll update you again. Let's say these scores hold. Canberra beating Brisbane right now, Sydney beating Perth. That would mean Perth and Canberra finish the day with splits, which puts the Aces in a pretty solid spot. Not the best that it could be. Still 1-2 on Albrecht. But that would mean that there's still more work to do tomorrow. If they go into tomorrow with both of those teams finishing with splits, meaning those scores hold, the Aces have the tiebreak advantage over Perth, meaning they would clinch tomorrow with a win and or a Perth loss. 1-2. Cued with some English, almost rolls back, but foul. They don't have the tiebreaker with Canberra, though. So if Canberra ends up holding on to their lead in Brisbane, that would mean the Aces would clinch tomorrow with a win and a Cavalry loss.
Going down a rabbit hole.
I know, and that's if the Aces lose tonight, assuming that this score holds. If the Aces win, they still hold a 1-game lead over the Cavalry, meaning they're in tomorrow with a win over Adelaide. I mean, so many moving pieces, right? Swing and a miss. A punch out for Fox. That's his second. 2 up, 2 down.
What's the guy that does the American elections? We need
Oh,
him.
yes, with the big
We
board.
need him with the big board explaining it all.
I was on the phone for 20, 30 minutes with Eric today, just going through it all. As you can see, good pitch from Fox. I mean, it's wild, and it's just the beauty of 6 teams. We've talked about it all year long, but everyone's playing each other. Justin Hubert put it together really well today. He called it just a mini tournament all year long, and that's really what it is. First pitch to Ward is fouled straight back, 0-1. If you're trailing a team or if you're ahead of them, you're either playing them or they're playing someone else who's either behind or ahead of you by just a couple of games.
And the thing was, early on, like going back a couple of weeks, Brisbane looked out of it. So you kind of weren't including them in this equation. Now suddenly they're playing as well as anybody.
Maybe the hottest team in the league.
Yeah, so not only are they, it's probably too late for them, but they've given themselves a little bit of a mathematical chance. But also, they're affecting other teams because they're not that easy team to beat. that you were seeing early in the season, right?
At the very least, playing spoiler, but they're still in it. Just a couple of games out behind the Aces. Old foul. 1-2.
Well, I think if they win all their games,
yes,
and we lose all our games, and then a couple other things happen, they could get in.
Yes, well, they're 2 games back of the Aces right now. So if the Aces theoretically lost 2 straight, and Brisbane won 2 straight, then you're thinking about tiebreakers.
Yeah, who knows?
A 3-way tie is a whole other situation.
Yep.
Brisbane and the Aces tied in the season series. Is that just missed upstairs, 3-2.
Crowd wanted that one. You can hear in the background. Let's look at this one, Max. Geez, I don't see much wrong with that. Maybe a little high, but oh boy. I could see why Fox and the crowd really wanted that.
John King, by the way, is our guy with the big board.
Yes.
Phil from Adelaide tells us. 2-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. Just got a piece. Nick Ward stays alive. Well, Fox looking for his first 1-2-3 inning tonight. Full shift on for Ward, who singled back in the 3rd inning. That was that high chopper that led to Albrecht scoring the game's first run. 2-2. Fisted softly out to right. Glendening charging. He's got time, makes the catch. 4th inning is over. Fox puts a 0 on the board. We head to the bottom of the frame. Aces looking to get things going. 3, 4, and 5 due up when we return.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Back at Melbourne Ballpark, the lights have flickered on, but we still got plenty of natural lighting here at the ballpark. The sun beginning its final descent here at Melbourne Ballpark the regular season. Got a day game tomorrow, so this is our final evening contest.
It is indeed. You said this last night. Hard to believe. Where's the season gone?
Right?
Doesn't seem that long ago. You and I were chatting on a Zoom.
Yes.
I'm going, hey, what do you want to know about Australia?
Yeah.
Now you're finding out for yourself.
Oh, what a time. Man, that was literally just yesterday, right?
Crazy.
We've lived 3 months in 10 hours. Robbie Glendening to lead things off against Matt Osterberg, who's been really good so far since that first inning. He has been lights out. He's, in fact, retired 5 consecutive aces in a row. First pitch to Glendening, a strike called, 0-1. Robbie sent a sharp liner up the middle back in the first inning for his second hit of the series. Time called. Looks like Robbie's battling some flies down there. They are a bit relentless sometimes.
They can be, no doubt about it.
0-1. Swing and a miss. Good bender. Lots of lateral movement on that one. 0-2. I said this last weekend, but I loved, it was one of my favorite quotes when Greg Bird, after his 3-homer game, told us that one of those homers he hit with a fly in his eye. Down low with a breaking ball, 1-2. Again, I don't know what it is about this specific area. I don't think it's much of a theme in other parts of Melbourne, but here the flies, they're attached to your face.
Oh, there'll be plenty of them around, man. Don't worry about that.
I went and saw the 12 Apostles the other day, and the flies were very similar down there, too. So, but, I mean, when you're hitting and you're focusing on a white baseball, I'm sure the flies don't help. Hence why Robbie called time, as he fouls that one away. Count still holds.
And that also is the most Greg Bird thing ever.
Yes, right?
Not even a fly can bother.
I mean, one of the best games, one of the best individual performances we've seen this season. That was all the way back in game number 2 of this season, November the 16th. 2-2 is strike 3 call. Really good spot on the inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Osterberg. Now it's 3 on the night. It's like a little late arm side run and some front door action. There's a look at the Aces dugout. Trying to solve Osterberg tonight, who's been really good. Here's Greg Bird. Charges this on a line to right. It's sinking, but Knight's able to snatch it for a loud out number 2. Tough break for the Aces.
Yeah, it kind of hit right at Knight. He sort of reacted. You could see him go, oh, it's coming right at me. Makes a nice play. Yeah, you're right about Osterberg. You look back at that first inning where the Aces had the bases loaded and Georgie hit into that double play. Since then, he's been unhittable.
Just over 50 pitches for him now. He's really found a groove. Again, we mentioned it. He has been lights out over his last 4 starts. Just 2 runs and just over 23 frames. There's a nice stop from Wingrove on an in-between hop. Takes it to the bag and retires his Team Australia teammate to end the inning. Well, another good inning for Matt Osterberg. He's now retired 8 Aces hitters in a row as we head to the top of the 5th. 3-0 Adelaide here on Aces TV.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to the ballpark. I walked up here. I saw some people drinking Dasher and Fisher. It began in 2017 with a vision to specialize in gins that speak of place and also express Tasmania's remoteness and untouched beauty. Taste the rich, fertile soils and pure Cradle Mountain snowmelt in every drop of Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin. Here, look at the Aces dugout there. Some fans enjoying some food and drink here at the ballpark. It's a 3-0 lead for the Adelaide Giants. Ed White and Max Tanzer with you. Just relaxing, kick back, arm over a seat. Why not?
It's a relaxing night for a ball game. Again, a really warm one, the warmest of the weekend so far after dipping below 20 the last couple of nights. The sun has come to play. So have the Giants. They lead 3-0. Liam Spence out as Jack Fox comes out for his 5th inning of work, and the first pitch is taken upstairs 1-0. Currently 25 degrees.
Yeah, it's cooling down a fair bit.
8:15 local time here in Melbourne. Appreciate everyone who's tuning in wherever you may be.
Indeed.
Adelaide, Melbourne, America, Europe, I don't know, anywhere.
I think they're still watching at Sporties.
Maybe they are still watching
Adelaide?
at Sporties.
I would imagine they are. The good fans over there. Seen a fair few here in the crowd. Adelaide
we've seen
supporters.
a ton.
Yeah.
Well, now you can see them specifically with those bright blue and gold jerseys, too. They pop.
Can't miss them.
1-0. 1-1. I'm also assuming all the Phillies jerseys I'm seeing are also Adelaide fans. It's like the Adelaide Phillies here we got. So many of the Phillies farmhands here part of this club. Of course, Chris Adamson, a coach in the Phillies organization for High A, Jersey Shore. This one sliced out to the gap, right center field. Whitefield can't get there. It's down for extra bases. Spence into second with a stand-up double. It leads off the top of the fifth.
Yeah, that's a good hit. Even the speed of Whitefield couldn't get there in time to track that one down. Good leadoff double for Spence.
He's had a good day now. 2 walks and a 2-bagger. And here comes John Diebel. That's going to be it for Jack Fox tonight. Billy Parsons has been heating up over the last couple of innings. So Fox, who tosses a season-high 4 innings, will be responsible for Spence at second base. We'll be back after this. Top of the fifth. Runner at second. Nobody out. The Beer Bat getting some action here tonight at Melbourne Ballpark. As we welcome you back, Billy Parsons into the game for the Aces, throwing his warm-up tosses. There's the Aces dance crew.
That's a Hawthorne jumper there, Max.
Look at that, some footy.
Yeah, getting ready. Enough season, not that far off, believe it or not.
Adelaide leads 3-0. Liam Spence at second base with nobody out. Jared Carr due up, a hot hitter. Well, another update from Brisbane. Again, the Aces needing the Bandits to beat Canberra tonight. Again, they'll be alive tomorrow no matter what, but it can only help if Brisbane can beat Canberra. Well, it's currently in a rain delay. It is, from what we're hearing, pouring down in Brisbane. And so it sets up a really interesting narrative if they can't finish that game tonight. And again, it's still early. It's not an official game yet. Top of the third inning with Canberra leading 2-0. They might have to play 2 games tomorrow, just like they finished their game from yesterday earlier today.
That's crazy.
It's going to be a really interesting one. There have been some really wild finishes. I think it was a 5-way tie in the first year of the league in 2010-11. Perth found themselves in a crazy spot a couple years ago too, but this has got to be up there on the Mount Rushmore of ABL finishes.
Yeah, kind of scary actually to see how they fit these games in.
First pitch to Carr, fastball taken up and away, ball 1.
If only the weather was as good as it always is here in Melbourne, right?
Yes. If you're okay with unpredictable wind, then yes, for sure. It's warm, at least tonight. 1-0. 2-0 to count. Well, either way, we'll keep you updated. Sydney and Perth still going on. The Blue Sox lead 3-0, so that's good news for the Aces. Again, Sydney knocking on the door of the number 1 seed. Strike called, 2-1. Parsons enters play. The 3.86 ERA was good in his last outing for Melbourne. 2-1. Looped out to left center field. Burke racing in. Makes the catch. 1 away. Spence still holds. Parsons pitched in the series opener on Thursday, tossed a scoreless inning, struck out a hitter. And now that's 4 consecutive scoreless outings for him. He's got an inning in each of them. And that ERA down below 4. Good stuff to end the season for the hard-throwing right-hander. Again, I remember when we watched the Aces practice game early on in the season against Team Victoria. I mean, his fastball was so lively. And you know the stuff's there. Here's Wingrove. First pitch is a bender in there for a strike, 0-1. Got a look moments ago at that shin guard with all the youngsters' signatures from throughout the season. There it is. Maybe we can go down there and sign it. But make it less valuable, as that one's rocketed foul, 0-2.
That's out on the road out there. He's really got hold of it.
Yeah, watch out if your park goes there.
I'm not. Just kidding. Yeah, that was quite a shot.
Spence at second base. Good speed for him, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, man, he pumped a fastball by Wingrove. 2 away.
Yeah, that's a big out.
That one exploded out of Parsons' hands. And now he's an out away from evading the leadoff double.
91 miles an hour.
An uncomfortable hack from Wingrove right there. Well, he's not out of it yet. Here's McArdle. Singled in a run back in the third. A really good at-bat from him. Fell behind with 2 strikes against Fox. The bases were loaded. It seemed like Fox was getting close to limiting the damage in that inning, and then McArdle just flicked a soft single in the left. Really jump-started that inning, where Adelaide sent 8 to the plate and pushed across 3. Parsons working at a quick pace. Ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Spence will go on contact at second. 0-2. Down low with a breaking ball. 1-2. Jack Enciando up in the pen already for the Aces too, so this might be a 1-inning outing for Parsons. We'll see. Maybe Enciando up just in case Billy gets into trouble.
It's so hard for that game tomorrow as well, Max, just how to manage it. So I would not want to be in the shoes of Peter Moylan and John Diebel trying to figure this out. Because with this other game is rain delayed and or rained out, then you don't have anything to go on, right? It's kind of like, oh, we better do this.
Just got to win tonight,
yeah,
right?
Well, you do. But in terms of planning, I don't know what you do.
Down low ball 3, and McArdle works it full.
Here he goes again, McArdle.
He leads the league in walks, so this is not new for him. Has a really good idea of the strike zone. Controls it really well.
Yep.
In fact, actually with 20, entered the series with the league lead in walks, now 1 behind Brendan McNair. Three-2. 3/4 hack.
There he goes.
Stays
again.
alive.
Yeah, staying alive.
Playing some cricket right there. Just missed the wicket. Full shift on again for the big lefty. 3-2. There's walk number 21. Now he's tied for the league lead. Really good at bat. Again, falling behind with 2 strikes and worked it all the way back.
Yeah, that's a bit of magic right there from Jordan McArdle, as we've seen over his career.
Those are the little things that are so valuable. So here's Diego Gonzalez now. Singled in a run back in the 3rd inning as well. 2nd RBI of the campaign for him. Parsons' first one is down low 1-0. Aces in the bottom of the 5th inning will send up McCulla, Moore, and Edwards, hoping that still trailing by only 3. 1-0. Blown out to right, slicing away from Glendening. He's now watching. This one is gone. Diego Gonzalez launches his first of the season, and that doubles the Adelaide lead at 6-0.
It's hard to get a read on that one, Matt. I thought first Glendening was going to get it, then I thought maybe it was going foul, and then it just dropped over that low part of the fence in right field.
Just 300 feet down that right field line, and he snuck it over that short wall in the corner. So after Parsons got 2 quick outs, it's now a 6-run deficit. Take another look at this swing. There's a pitch inside, and he kept his hands inside of it, inside out, as this pitch to Briley Knight is driven. Glendening is back. Track and wall, it's gone. Adelaide goes back-to-back on back-to-back pitches. They lead by 7 here in the top of the 5th.
Wow.
Knight's 4th homer this season, and all of a sudden this one's gotten away from the Aces.
Well, not much you can say as an Aces fan when you're watching this. That's just a very good Adelaide lineup delivering.
So now another long inning. 2nd time Adelaide has sent 7 or more to the plate.
2 outs as well.
All with 2 outs.
We've seen that. We saw that on Thursday. and we're seeing again on Saturday night.
Adelaide reached 9 times with 2 outs on Thursday. 1-1 the count. Nico Puaka-Grego to the plate. One. Served out to short, and Dale stabs it right at the ankles for the 3rd out of the inning. Napa for Adelaide pushes across 4 more. Back-to-back homers from Diego Gonzalez and Briley Knight cap a 4-run top of the 5th. We're halfway through it here in Melbourne. It's 7-0 Giants.
U-Blinds Australia's once-a-year stock take sale is on now. For 2 weeks only, all products are half price. Shutters, security, curtains, zip screens and all other products. Don't miss out.
Back at it, Hayden Peoples starting to warm up in the bullpen, a development player for the Aces, as all of a sudden Adelaide has jumped out to a convincing 7-0 lead. Back-to-back homers from Diego Gonzalez and Briley Knight has pushed Adelaide well in front in this one. Let's take another look. Here's Diego Gonzalez. Billy Parsons was an out away from getting out of this inning, and Gonzalez just shoots one the other way for his first home run of the season. Really good piece of hitting over that wall down the right field line. Later in the inning, the next hitter on the next pitch, in fact, it was Briley Knight, who hit a solo shot out to right as well.
And you look at this lineup. We talked about the Adelaide lineup. Gonzalez, first home run of the year, as you mentioned. Knight's, I think, 2 for 11 in the series. Not that he doesn't have power and isn't a good hitter, but weren't necessarily the guys you expected to do the damage.
Well, the Aces will look to start chipping away. Here's McCulla. First pitch is at the top of the zone, strike 1. Again, Canberra and Brisbane still in a rain delay. Calgary leads 2-0. Sydney up 3-0 over Perth as well. 0-1. Down and away with the breaking ball. Count evens up at 1-1. Well, it's setting up for an even crazier Sunday, Ed.
Wow.
I mean, we'll have to get up early and start counting the numbers. You alluded to our Sabermetrics crew behind us. Well, that's actually us. 1-2 now. The count on
we don't
McCulla.
actually have a crew. I just.
Who
made
are you
that
talking
up.
to? Who
I
are you?
just made that up. Me? I wouldn't do that, would I?
I don't know. 1-2 the count to McCulla. Shot out to left over his Ward. 1 away.
There was definitely a buzz. I mean, people were grabbing us, you and me. What's the score? What happens if this happens? Does this happen? And,
yes.
You know, there was a lot of conjecture and talk before the game about what the Aces needed. The bottom line was that a win is the best
case scenario.
Best case scenario, but at the moment, looking tough for the Aces. Not that they can't come back.
Well, the Aces can thank Dermot Frisch of Brisbane, who walked off Canberra earlier today to finish that light suspended game. And because of that, the Aces cannot get eliminated tonight. If they lose, it'll be harder for them tomorrow, but they will enter the final day of the regular season still alive. So that is a positive. Realistically, assuming that this score holds, again, the Aces still have plenty of time to come back. 14 outs left in this game. Got to hope that Perth continues to trail to Sydney, and that if that game resumes in Brisbane, the Bandits continue to play comeback and spoiler, which is still very possible.
It may be better to have them rained out because the Canberra's up 2-0, right?
Yes, so well, I think they would resume tomorrow.
Oh, they pick it up that way. Of course they would.
2-2. What's interesting is, and we won't get too deep into it because we don't know what's going on over there, but how do you manage that? You know, it's another doubleheader. It's on a travel day. It is the last games of the season, so I'm sure they could be a little bit more flexible. 2-2 on Moore. Fouled straight back. Count holds. But from what we heard, it was downpouring in Brisbane. It might be hard to get that one played tonight, but who knows?
Breakfast baseball.
Hey, why not? You and I can have a little slumber party here, wake up early, get ready to go. 2-2's popped up. Foul ground. Albrecht watches it fly over the dugout and out of play. Count still holds 2-2.
Those nets around the ballpark, which are obviously absolutely necessary, are also the great tees. Because the ball just kind of lands sometimes, and it's like you could reach up and get it, but you can't.
It's hanging right over your head.
Yeah.
2-2. Down low. Really good at-bat work here from Moore. 3-2. Well, sometimes it'll roll off, too. Again, like you said, they protect you, but if you're trying to catch a souvenir, it might be a little tough. I wonder what percentage of fans who bring their gloves. 3-2 is shot up the chute, straightaway center. Carr trots in, squeezes, 2 away. Ten in a row retired by Osterberg. And he's not away from qualifying for the win here. Here's Mitch Edwards, switch hitter batting right. Strike at the knees, 0-1.
Yeah, he's just been in a groove. Osterberg, since that double play in the first.
That is one part of the game the Aces will look back on. Grounded sharply to third. Vacuumed up by Gonzalez. Shows off a cannon.
Wow.
In time to retire the side. 11 in a row retired from Matt Osterberg. He has been in a rocking chair since the bases loaded up against him in the first. He hasn't allowed a run. We head to the top of the 6th. It's 3-0 Adelaide.
Beautiful night at the ballpark. Sun starting to set. Just going to try to make a reference there to the Aces season. I won't do that. It's still positive. There's still an opportunity. They're still alive. But this is not an ideal scenario, falling behind to arguably the second best or the best team in the league, 7-0. You're already thin on pitching. So I think trailing 7-0, you have to be careful. You're going to need pitchers tomorrow now, right? Because this is looking, without being negative, this is looking like a loss at this point. So you have to think ahead to tomorrow about who you're going to be able to throw, which is probably why we're seeing Hayden Peoples come on now and just try and kind of keep things where they are, and maybe the bats can come alive.
Absolutely. Peoples, a development player, 21 years old. He's still got good stuff, though. Hasn't allowed a run over 1 inning of work. That was in Game 1 of the doubleheader versus Sydney last Saturday. One of the young rising stars from the Victoria area on the baseball scene. Albrecht leads things off and sends it to right center field. This one's down for a base hit, and it'll be a double to lead off the top half of the 6th inning. Albrecht jumps on the first pitch. That's his second double of the series. Stayed on his feet this time, too.
He did. Tripped yesterday on his double. Put that in the perfect spot, really.
A rifle shot into the gap.
And, we talked about this. This is a dangerous lineup, and, now they have this big lead. they may not be as selective with their at-bats. They may start looking to just ring up the hits.
Peoples looking to limit the damage now. Keep it a 7-run deficit. See if the Sticks can chip away as Ward grounds this wide of first. Bird throws to Peoples, covering, and it's wild. Everybody safe. Now a snap throw back to first. The tag not in time. Ball bouncing back and forth everywhere. And that's one I think Peoples would like to have back. It wasn't a terrible throw from Bird, maybe a little bit wide. Let's get another look.
Yeah, let's have a look. Good play from Bird.
It's a tricky one for Peoples, having a long way to go.
A little inexperience at this level. Trying to concentrate on getting that foot down. You got a runner barreling down at you.
Almost were able to get Ward at first base. So it's an E3. Here's Liam Spence. First one. This is low, 1-0.
Little things you talk about. There's another one of them there. Tough.
Spence doubled its last time up in the fifth. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. He's reached base all 3 times. 2 walks and that double. Well, for People, still a good spot to make a name for himself in front of John Diebel and the rest of the Aces staff. Of course, has been around the team for the last few weeks. This is down at end ball 3-0. From the Geelong area. Second development player to get into a game this year for the Aces, the other Jack Ratcliffe.
First hit last night.
3-0. Strike called. Hitters count at 3-1. It almost feels like, just circumstantially, again, the Aces can use the development players whenever. They use Ratcliffe and Sydney in round 3. But it almost feels like roster expansion for the playoff race, right? 3-1. Shot out to right center field. Whitefield cutting across, reaches up and makes the catch. Albrecht tags from third and scores. 8-0 Adelaide on the sac fly from Mitch Spence. First out, though, of the inning. Ward holds at first base. Jared Carr will dig in. But in Major League Baseball, when you get into September, the final month of the season, the roster expands by 2. It used to expand all the way up to 40 players, but they've cut that down. And that's what it kind of feels like. You know, you get an extra, maybe a couple roster spots. You don't actually in the ABL officially, but the Aces added on Peoples as a development player, and here he is pitching in this spot. And again, even though the Aces are trailing by 8, he is playing a big role with an oh-so-important game tomorrow, too. Keep those arms rested. Get as many outs as he can. Chris Burke out into foul ground. It's out of his reach. 0-1.
Yeah, that's the, and as I alluded to this earlier, I'm not envious of Peter Moylan and John Diebel trying to figure out who they can throw tomorrow. Steve Kent probably is going to play a part tomorrow. Kyle Morrison, potentially. Those are 2 guys you probably don't want to use tonight, Max. But if you save them for tomorrow.
For sure.
Because you're probably going to need a win tomorrow at this point.
0-1. Line sharply in the right, a base hit for Carr. That extends his hitting streak to 16 games. That's the longest in Adelaide history. What a run for Jared Carr. Not only that, he's also picked up a hit in 16 to 17 games. I mean, he has been on a run right now, one like we really haven't seen too much this season.
Yeah, that's something special. He's done really well. What do you expect, a kid from Martinsburg, West Virginia? Great part of the world. Nah, he's been good.
And he keeps the line moving here for Adelaide. As Peter Moylan out to the mound to talk to the youngster. And they ruled that an E1 on Peoples, by the way.
I wondered about that. I think that's a good decision. Because, Bird's throw seemed to be on the money.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's a good call.
Here's Rickson Wingrove. First pitch. Breaking ball bends inside, 1-0. Wingrove 0 for 2, walked intentionally back in the third. 1-0. Out in front, big swing, 1-1. One. Grounded to second, not hit hard. McCulla, a quick snap to second. Dale's relay in time.
Nice.
McCulla just gets rid of it so quickly. Starts a 4-6-3 double play. The fourth double play we've seen on both ends combined tonight. That one brought to you by Master Dry Cleaners. Another run in for Adelaide here in the sixth. We head to the bottom half of the frame. It's 8-0 Giants.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Well, there's the attendance tonight, 2,052. That's back-to-back nights over 2,000, which is pretty remarkable. Melbourne Aces also would like to thank Dom Chantel and the amazing team at Pristine Property Solutions for clearing the grandstand seating, glass, and exterior of Melbourne Ballpark this season. Remember, Aces fans, it's not clean unless it's pristine.
Look at that crowd right there. It was 2,600 yesterday and just over 2,000 here today. So a really good showing from the Melbourne Thankful, and the Aces thank everyone who showed up tonight and throughout this entire season. Got one more tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock start. We hope to see you there. Aces still fighting for a playoff spot as the first pitch to Chris Burke buzzes him back for ball one. Matt Osterberg out for another inning. He has been so good as Burke swings through strike one.
Giving up 2 hits, both of them in the first inning. When the Aces loaded the bases, but couldn't do anything, double play into that threat.
Outside, 2-1. See if the Aces can get a leadoff base runner here. Burke pops it up out to short. Spence has got plenty of time, makes the catch, one away. "12 in a row retired from Osterberg. He has been lights out.
Unbelievable. He's been really, really good.
So here's Aaron Whitefield now, looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2. Updated Sydney, by the way, 3-1 Sydney, top of the 5th inning. First pitch to Aaron. Strike at the D's, 0-1.
Can't stress enough how much not having Sean Morimondo has impacted this, right? Look at the 3 pitchers Adelaide's rolled out. Aces don't have that luxury.
Down low, 1-1.
Aces could have gone Tripp, Morimondo, Steele. Don't have that with Morimondo on ice from his team in the CPBL.
Down and in, 2-1. Got to catch up with Sean the other day. There he is. Stick it around. You love to see that. Again, couldn't pitch this weekend is Whitefield. Cracks this out to right center field. It's got some carry. Carr is back, reaches up, and makes a fine grab right in front of the wall. 2 away, allowed out for Whitefield, but so good to see him stick around, support his teammates. Yeah, it just shows you how much he enjoyed his time in Australia with the Aces organization. There's a really fine play from Carr. And really good leadership. We talked to him about that a little bit, and he said he doesn't necessarily lead super vocally, but tries to lead by example, which he does a tremendous job of. Here's Jared Dale. First pitch scoots him back, 1-0.
There is Peter Moylan. Peter Moylan, Graham Lloyd trying to come up with something.
Cued off the end of the bat to first. Wingrove will take it to the bag, inning over. Oh, what a run Osterberg is on.
Unreal.
14 consecutive aces retired in a row. He is grooving tonight as we head to the top of the 7th. All Adelaide. They lead 8-0.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Back at Melbourne Ballpark. Fans still enjoying it as the sun continues to set. Just a little bit sunshine left here at the ballpark on this Saturday night as Hayden Peoples continues to warm up for what will be his second inning of work. Aces and the Giants in the thick of the playoff race. Giants have already punched their ticket to the postseason. 5th straight postseason appearance for them as they look for their 3rd consecutive championship, which they would join the Brisbane Bandits as the only other team to three-peat in the modern rendition of the Australian Baseball League. Meanwhile, the Aces looking to get back to the playoffs. Their last Claxton Shield was 2020-21. Ed's got a ring. He's got 2.
Almost brought him tonight to show you.
Why? Bring him tomorrow.
I forgot.
Oh, man.
I forgot. I tried to go watch. It wasn't my day today.
Not a jewelry type of day for Ed. Here's Jordan McArdle to the plate. 5, 6, and 7 due up against Peoples. And that one's taken down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So again, stick with us here. We've been doing a lot of digging, but essentially, if the Aces don't win this game, Hughes in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. Moore will tag McArdle. 1 away, and McArdle clearly pointing towards the right-hander's batter's box, and he's not happy right now. That's home plate umpire Takayuki Ichikawa as Chris Adamson.
I think Adamson
comes
came out and said, Jordan, it's 8-0.
Yeah.
It's 8-0. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. Well, that ball went at maybe a foot in front of the plate. Let's get another look. It doesn't look like it hit in front of the plate.
Yeah, clear in the dirt, yeah.
He was pointing towards the left-hander's batter's box. Again, tough to tell exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a rare 2 unassisted putout. Here's Diego Gonzalez, homered back in the 5th. That really broke this one open. But if the Aces lose this game, they not only have to win tomorrow because, of course, that makes things easier, but virtually, statistically, have to win tomorrow. Because it's a 6-team lead, and Brisbane currently trails the Aces by 2 games, Canberra trails the Aces by 1 game, and they're both playing each other. One of them is going to tie the Aces if they were to lose tomorrow, no matter what happens, because they're playing against each other.
Yes, good point.
So The Aces have to win tomorrow. 1-1. Grounded softly to second. McCulla back on a couple of hops. Throws over, 2 away. There was initially a thought that, hey, maybe the Aces, even if they lose tonight and then lose tomorrow and Canberra loses as well, they could still get in because Canberra would technically be a 1-game back. But because Brisbane's playing Canberra,
right,
they'd move up over Canberra and tie the Aces, and the Bandits have the tiebreaker.
So Bandits and
Canberra
both have it over us.
Yes. Wow. In terms of head-to-head. And then with Brisbane, they tied the season series at 4 games apiece, but then it goes to win-loss record against the best team in the league, and that would be Sydney. The Aces 3-5 against Sydney. Brisbane 4-4 against the Blue Sox.
Wow, that's crazy.
1-1 the count a night, right? I mean,
so basically, just win, as Al Davis, the late owner of the Raiders, used to say. Just win, baby.
To keep it simple, just win, baby. That's right. Grounded softly. Dale stops it, but puts it in his pocket. An infield single for Briley Knight.
Second hit of the night for Briley.
Homered earlier as well, so he's
Yes.
having a good couple of back-to-back plate appearances. Makes way to Nico Puaka-Grego. Have you ever had to do so much math at a baseball game, Ed? That's my question for you.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Baseball math is generally pretty simple, right? Like if you go 1 for 3, you're hitting 333. I mean, that one's easy.
Yeah.
Not tonight. We're in calculus class this evening or something. I don't even know. I didn't even make it that far in high school. 1-0. Popped up behind the plate. 1-1. Always wished. Ooh, loud sound as that one knocks off the roof.
See all the fans go, ooh.
Scared me up here.
Yeah, when it made that big noise.
I was just about to share how I always wish there was a baseball math class.
I had, in high school?
You had one?
Sports math.
Oh, man.
My good friend Carl Click, who was a longtime news anchor in Portland, his dad taught it.
Oh, my goodness. That must have been a
man.
treat. 1-1. 1-2. Was it
every sport? How to do it. How to do ERA, batting average.
So it was stats.
Golf. Yeah, it was sports math. All math.
I wondered if it was like from an accounting standpoint, but with a sports background, like a front office thing. No, it's
sports
just baseball
math.
stat. Oh, I would have gotten an A in that one.
It was a great class. He was a great man. Actually won a high school basketball state title as well.
1-2. Flown out to right. Shallow. Glendinning. Only has to take a few steps. Makes the catch. Inning over.
Nice work from Peoples.
Really good work. He puts a 0 on the board here in the top of the 7th. He'll be greeted by Sweet Caroline as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch here in Melbourne. It's 8-0 Adelaide.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Back at it here at Melbourne Ballpark, last of the 7th inning. Everybody's stretched, ready to go. They're leading the Sweet Caroline clap. Look at that. Could lead an orchestra. Oh, wow. Those are some moves. Maybe you and I will be doing that tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Well, what a night it's been for Matt Osterberg, the starter for Adelaide. He's gone through 6 innings, is not allowed a run, and after loading the bases in the first and getting Daryl Jordan to ground into an inning-ending double play, he has been lights out since. He's retired 14 hitters in a row, and if he can record at least 1 out, it would be a season high in innings pitched. He's gone 6 innings twice this year, including his last start against Brisbane. First pitch to Glendinning is taken outside, 1-0. I mean, this is...
Yeah, we've seen some good pitching exhibitions this year. This is right up there.
1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Now at 81 pitches, the 25-year-old is. So, I mean, he's in good shape depending on how long Chris Adamson wants to let him go. 1-1. Grounded sharply, backhanded by Gonzalez. Here's the cannon. What a play. Diego Gonzalez looking like Manny Machado over there, reaching behind him and then letting out the bazooka across the diamond.
We saw that in the last inning, didn't we? I was waiting for that, and I was not disappointed. Look at this throw. Oh, that's incredible.
That was a strike.
Wow.
Glendinning grounds out. 15 in a row retired as Bird swings through. Strike one. The last base runner for the Aces was when McCulla walked to lead off the second. He was then quickly retired on a double play ball. I mean, what? 0-1. Overthrew a fastball. Count evens up at 1-1 strike. We talked about how good Osterberg has been throwing the baseball. He's allowed just 2 earned runs in his previous 4 outings entering tonight. That was in 21 2/3 of an innings work. So add tonight, that's 2 runs in 28 innings. If I do my quick sport math right there, 2-1 the count. At least give or take. I mean, come on, what a run it's been for him.
Yeah, unbelievable. But you're getting plays like that behind you, right, from Gonzalez. That helps.
Inside 3-1. He faced Melbourne earlier in this season, went 4 1/3, just allowed 1 run back in Adelaide.
I was going to say, you know, he's getting help from center field, from Carr, some nice plays as you look at John Diebel. Let's see if they can.
How do we hit this guy? Yeah. Hitters count for Bird. 3-1. Swinging a foul tip, 3-2. I mean, after that outing against Melbourne, that was on the 15th of December, 5 starts ago, he had a 6.19 ERA. So far through tonight, it's now down to 2.68. 4 runs he's dropped. That one's fouled away. Bird stays alive. And now, officially after that ground out from Glendinning, that is a season high 6 1/3 of an inning's work. 3-2 again. Swing and a foul tip. Albrecht almost held on. Count still full. Bird extended his on-base streak to 12 games with his walk in the first inning. The longest on-base stretch for an ace this season, not including the 20-game hit streak from Whitefield, which started last year. 3-2 again. Upstairs ball 4, another walk for Bird. There we go. Aces break the stretch of 15 in a row retired. Second walk, make that 3rd walk surrendered from Osterberg.
Crowd still cheering enthusiastically. You gotta love that.
Aces now with 8 outs to work with in this game. Who knows? Baseball's a wild one. We've already seen it displayed with the circumstances of the weekend. Only would be fitting if the game matched it. As that one misses inside, 1-0.
There is a little action in the Adelaide bullpen. Look at who that is.
6-1 Sydney now, by the way, bottom 5.
There you go.
Up and away 2-0. So theoretically, we haven't talked about Perth in a little bit. If the Aces lose this one tonight and Perth loses, they would remain 1 game back, meaning the Aces won tomorrow and the Heat lost to Sydney. The Aces have the tiebreaker with them. It would clinch in that circumstance too. So there's multiple routes for the Aces to make it. 2-0. Strike called, inner edge, 2-1.
Blake Townsend up and throwing. Former Melbourne ace pitcher a while ago.
Saw him a couple nights ago.
Yep.
Darryl 0 for 2. 2-1. Count evens up. Drove in his 20th run of the season yesterday on an unorthodox 9-6 fielder's choice. 20, a good benchmark in terms of runs batted in, though. He's now done it 3 times in the last 4 seasons. 20 or more RBIs in 5 of his ABL seasons as he cuts through strike 3. Albrecht holds on. 2 away. 4th strikeout for Osterberg. Well, here's another trend. Osterberg allowed those back-to-back hits to Dale and Glendenning in the first inning. Aces stranded, the bases loaded, didn't score a run, and they haven't gotten a hit since that first.
No.
Couple of walks in between, but that's it. Here's Morgan McCulla. Bird takes off for second, not being held on as the ball skips past Albrecht. We'll see what they rule that. I mean, it could be defensive indifference, but it also could be a stolen bag. We'll see what they give Birdie. Could go either way. Again, he wasn't being held on. As we get another look. He did take off before the pitch, before it scooted between the legs of Albrecht.
Easiest base you'll ever get.
Yeah, right?
I shouldn't say that. He walks more than almost anybody, so those are pretty easy too. But at least then you've got to actually take some pitches, right?
Yes.
Make some decisions. That one he just ran down the second.
Jogged,
yeah.
Well, runner in scoring position for Melbourne for the first time since the first inning as well. I'm sure for Osterberg, maybe a little bit different going out of the stretch now. Going from the windup the whole night, basically.
That's true.
They gave Greg a steal. There we go. Good for Greg. First of the season for him. 1-0's down and away. 2 balls, no strikes.
I mean, he could tell his kids and grandkids, he sped down to the bag, slid under a tag.
Was really close. They challenged it 3 times. Had 2 stolen bases last year. That's his first this year. Hitters count, the 2-0. Ball 3-0. McCulla's already walked once today. Arguably the hottest hitter in this lineup. Taking all the way, strike at the top of the zone, 3-1. Were you a base stealer back in your day?
No, in fact, I was really slow.
Really?
I was very slow. I used to say, when I played football, I never dropped a pass, but I was really slow.
Good hands, though.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Tight end. Strike called. McCulla thought it was ball 4.
Oh, God, he was there.
He doesn't like it. Talking with home plate umpire Takayuki Ichikawa. Calls time. Let's get another look.
Have a look. Hard to say. It looks a bit high to me. I can see why he thought that, but it was also pretty close.
Borderline.
Yeah.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. McCulla still upset. Pointed the bat at Ichikawa. He'll have to be careful. That ends the inning. 5 strikeouts for Osterberg. He's gotten through 7 shutout innings. The game of his season. Adelaide leads 8-0 as we head to the top of the 8th.
Omnigraphics, your leaders in super wide format printing across Australia. With 2 full-scale production facilities in Queensland and Victoria, our centres are equipped to handle the most ambitious printing projects, backed by a dedicated team of over 70 full-time staff. We specialise in a wide range of print formats, from billboards and banners to retail and events. We deliver impactful solutions that stand out in any environment. Our commitment to excellence includes continuous investment in cutting-edge technology, ensuring precision, speed, and reliability. This allows us to tackle even the most complex printing requirements with ease. Dream, design, deliver. Partner with Omnigraphics for your next printing project.
wave going on here at Melbourne Ballpark as we begin the top of the 8th inning. 8-0 Adelaide, your score. It's been all Giants tonight after an offensive explosion from the Aces yesterday, scoring a season-high 16 runs. Max Tanzer here alongside Ed Wyatt. Game number 39 of 40 in the regular season. Adelaide already knows they'll be playing next week. It's just a matter of where and against who. They clinched their spot on Thursday night. The Aces on the outside looking in, currently in a tight one. Currently have postseason possession, but with everything going on with the rain delays in Brisbane and the doubleheaders in Sydney, we don't exactly know where the Aces will enter tomorrow morning and where they'll finish at the end of the day. Still plenty to be determined.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, the rain factor is a crazy one because if it gets to later tomorrow and they haven't played, then what do they do with that? That's going to be a really tricky scenario for the league officials and the teams to figure out how that works. I'm sure there's something in the Constitution, the bylaws or whatever that would deal with that, but I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to speculate. But again, as we said, Aces just need to win tomorrow.
And if that game were to get theoretically canceled, that could even end up benefiting the Aces. Who knows? Could go either way. As Albrecht leads things off, and Ellis's first pitch hits him. Albrecht will take first. That was interesting. It looked like that pitch wasn't thrown very hard. Let's get another look. Did he slip? Oh, the ball slipped out of his hand. Tried a breaking ball, and it just slipped. So Albrecht hit by a pitch to open the inning.
He's been on 3 times.
He's having a good night. Lineup flips over to Nick Ward. So Hayden Peoples' night is done. Was really good. 2 innings, 1 run. Got into some trouble early. But hey, I mean, if that's his last outing of the season, his first year in the ABL, 3 innings, 1 run allowed.
Agreed.
Over 2 appearances.
Yep.
Very solid stuff for the 21-year-old development player.
Agreed. Did really well.
Ward singled back in the 3rd inning. 1-0. Inside. 2-0 now the count. For Ellis, we've seen him play a little bit of everywhere. He made his first couple appearances as a reliever. And now here he is back on the mound after pinch running. Got a couple of at-bats last weekend. Strike called 2-1. Added to the roster in round 8 against Perth. You can see the long hair flowing out of the back of his cap. Former Royals farmhand. 2-1 is rolled sharply to first. Bird will look at second, instead shovels to Ellis. It's been a busy night for Greg.
It sure has.
3-1 put out, 1 away. To second on the play is Albrecht.
Nice job by Mitch Ellis coming over and getting that put out.
Makes way to Liam Spence. There's Wesley DeJong and Dovidas Nevrauskis up the pen. Double-barreled action for the Aces.
Saw DeYoung the other night. Did a nice job coming in. Oh, that's really got away from Mitch.
That one skips underneath the netting, so Albrecht gets 3rd no matter what. He's going to get it either way, 1-0, and it's, as you said, a tough one for Ellis. Already hit a batter. Seems like he just can't get a grip on the baseball. Watch out behind the seats.
No matter how many times you know that there's a net in front of you, you still flinch.
1-0. Inside 2-0. Even when you're comfortably laying back in a lounge chair, a recliner.
Yeah.
What's your favorite seat? There's every single kind of one here at this park. That's the reason I asked.
Those seats back there are really great when you want to see a pitcher work, which I really like. I really love watching a pitcher work a game, especially when he's on.
I was even saying type of seats too. 2-1.
Oh, you mean like a
strike call,
seat
2-2. Well, they have
those are pretty comfortable.
Recliners. Those are great. You have the cushion seats. You have the bleacher seats.
I'm not picky, Max.
You're not.
I love baseball. I'll sit anywhere.
2-2. Grounded to 3rd. A run will score. George on a tricky hop throws over. 2 away. Albrecht scores an RBI for Spence. That's his 14th of the season. 2 outs now. Nobody on for Jared Carr.
Good to induce a ground ball. Just happened to have that runner on third, unfortunately, but Dallas can get the pesky Carr now. Get out of this inning.
Carr extended his hit streak to an Adelaide franchise record 16 games his last time up. Single to right, as that one's taken for a strike, 0-1. Hitting just under 400. Again, not enough at-bats to qualify, but would be leading the league if he did, as that one's taken down low, 1-1. Again, you need about just over 3 plate appearances per every game the team has played in order to qualify. So with 39 games, that would be just around 120 plate appearances, as that one's fouled away. Still 1-2. But either way, still a phenomenal year for him. I mean, hits now in 17 of the 16 games in this league.
Yeah, that's...
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Ellis. Got him to chase.
Beautiful.
A run in for Adelaide on the RBI. Ground out from Spence. We enter the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-0 Giants.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark, 9-0 Giants. Let's take a look at our play of the game brought to you by Aces Sporting Club. Back early in this one, Greg Bird lunging out towards his right. Makes a nice stop to an E. He made plenty of them this evening. He was busy over there. We mentioned it earlier in the inning. Get another look right here from this angle. Sharp grounder to the right side, holding the runner on, and a quick stop towards his right. Takes it to the bag by himself. Again, your play of the game brought to you by Aces Sporting Club, a premium golf practice facility based in Altona, right here out of Melbourne. They host birthdays, engagements, key milestones, and more. For more info, visit acessportingclub.com.au. Ed, good news for the Aces. Matt Osterberg is out of this game, a new arm on the mound for the Giants.
Don't have to see him anymore.
Right?
Blake Townsend comes on. Aces fans might remember him start his career back here in 2017 and also pitched in the 2022-23 season, but only a couple of games then. Signed with the Mariners and spent 5 seasons in the minors with Seattle, briefly with Pittsburgh. Most recently was at High A Everett, which you would know very well, where he's 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA. That's Everett, Washington, just north of Seattle.
That's right, the Aqua Sox, the home of the Funko Pop.
What is that?
You haven't seen those little bobbleheads? No. They've got all the pop culture little characters.
No, have not seen them.
It's like a tiny bobblehead. They're fun. Well, the final line for Matt Osterberg was a good one. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. At one time, retired 15 in a row. Here's Logan Moore to lead it off. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Aces have 6 outs to work with, Ed, down by 9. Going to be tough, but I think if there's one thing the focus is on now, make him throw pitches, see if you can maybe burn another arm in this game and give you a good chance tomorrow, or just a better shot.
Yep.
1-1 now. And we've mentioned it, the Aces will not be eliminated tonight with a loss because Canberra lost to Brisbane earlier today. But it's going to be much more difficult to get in tomorrow, assuming they lose this one. Breaking ball down low, 2-1. Again, Sydney leads 6-1 at Perth. So if that holds, the Aces, assuming they drop this one with this score, would be 1 game back of the Heat. So they tie the Heat tomorrow with a win and a Sydney win. This one's popped away 2-2. And they have the tiebreaker, so they'd get in that way. Either way, as we said earlier, keeping it simple, they got to win tomorrow, and they do have to get a little bit of help, too, from either Brisbane or Sydney. 2-2. Driven high to right. Not deep enough, though, as Knight is back just in front of the track, 1 away.
Just not the hitter's nights tonight. Most of that down to Osterberg and his remarkable pitching performance.
The Aces have been shut out 5 times this season. 2 of those against Adelaide in Adelaide. Down low 1-0. That was back in round 6, excuse me. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Excuse me, it was round 5. Adelaide outscored them 15-5 in that series. The only game the Aces won was a 1-0 win on the Sunday finale. Aaron Whitefield led off the game with a homer, and that was it for scoring, period. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. You don't see that too often,
especially with these two teams.
Right? A really good performance that day as well from Kyosuke Saito, 5 shutout innings. Helped the Aces get there. That was in the midst of the road struggles for the Aces. 1-2. Down low, 2-2 the count on Mitch Edwards. Well, as of now, we know that 2 teams at least will be playing next week. That's Sydney and Adelaide. It's the other 2 that is still up in the air, and it could be any of the other 4 potential teams. 2-2's fouled straight back. Count holds. And Perth's magic number down to 1. They just got to win 1 more. They really do control their own destiny.
If Brisbane get in, Shane Watson should be manager of the year.
I would agree.
Manager of the second half.
I mean, my goodness.
Put it that way.
I mean, they really got things going against the Aces, winning the final 3 games.
True.
Fioca Grego, it's his first in time, out number 2. Edwards retired. Good start here for the Bandits as we get a look at the International Baseball Showdown, which will be hosted here at Melbourne Ballpark. Make sure to tune in if you can't get to the park. 14th, 15th, and 16th when Team Australia will be taking on the KBO's Hanwha Eagles. 2nd year in a row, and it gets an extra game this year, and it was such a success last year. Hanwha coming back for their preseason spring training.
It's great atmosphere here, great crowds. Just was looking at the Hanwha Eagles Instagram today. Some sharp-looking jerseys and merch that they're dropping this year.
Inside, 2-0.
We're starting our research already. I was home looking at some of my Hanwha Eagles notes from last year. They were good. They were really sharp. Rohi Schwan, one of their better players.
And Jin Ryu.
Yes.
Lined sharply to short, but Spence snaps it out of the air to end the inning. Aces go down 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the ninth. It's been all Giants. 9-0 they lead.
U-Blinds Australia's once-a-year stock take sale is on now. For 2 weeks only, all products are half price. Shutters, security, curtains, zip screens and all other products. Don't miss out.
Australia. At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. There's a little twisting and shouting going on. Fioca Grego on the back of that shirt. So some Adelaide fans, I mentioned, we've seen a stack of them here at the ballpark, which is great, and they'd be very happy with the results tonight. 9-0 lead for Adelaide here in the top of the ninth inning. We do have a new pitcher on the mound. Wes DeYoung is coming back in. Late addition to the roster. Came in and pitched the other night, left-hander. 53rd of an inning. Got an out. And he'll jump in here and just try to retire Wingrove, McCardle, and Gonzalez. So Adelaide coming to bat here with the big lead. Obviously already qualified for the postseason. And as Max Tanzer has described throughout much of tonight's game, Aces pretty much have to win tomorrow. 1 o'clock game. And then have a couple things go their way. Need Perth to lose and Canberra to lose. But really the Aces just need to win and give themselves the best opportunity to get into the playoffs. Going to be tight, going to be tough. Sunday games can be very tricky. And here is Rickson Wingrove against Wes DeYoung.
Well, either way, Ed, it's setting up to be some baseball theater. So make sure to get out to Melbourne Ballpark. First pitch to Wingrove is strike, 0-1.
Well, we talk about those Sunday games. Sometimes they're almost like it's a getaway day. Kind of, all right, let's go. Here we go. We already know where the series is set. As that's hit high in the air, should be playable.
Glendening in. Finally comes down, 1 away.
This is a Sunday game that is really going to mean something.
It's not getaway day, it's get-in day.
Correct. Very good.
And the Aces, again, it's in front of them. They'll need some help, though, now. Sydney leading 6-1 at Perth, top 7. That Brisbane-Canberra game still in a weather delay.
Ooh.
Official word, that game suspended in Brisbane resumes tomorrow at 10 a.m.
There you go.
So we'll know, hopefully, the result of that game by first pitch here tonight, or tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
And then they'll play a game after that, and that one important for the Aces, too.
Oh, boy.
1-1. 2-1. This is going to be hard to do on live television. I'm going to try and walk this through my head. So what happens if Canberra loses both of those games? Here's the 2-1. Well, let's look at it like this, I guess.
Well, how many are Brisbane behind us?
That one hit off the bag. Bird recovers and takes it unassisted.
That's bad luck for McCardle. He's had a couple of bad luck at-bats tonight.
Greg Bird has a magnet in his glove tonight. 2 quick outs. Well, we'll get another look. Watch this just sneak off the top of the bag. Yep, there we go. Heads up from Bird.
I was just going to say that. Very alert from Bird.
Well, assuming the Aces lose this one, they'll be a half game ahead of Canberra. So if Canberra lost the first game tomorrow, then the Aces would have a 1-game lead as Gonzalez lines this out to center. Whitefield runs it down. Inning over.
Nice job, DeYoung.
Absolutely. Wesley DeYoung with a 1-2-3 inning. So if that's the case, that would mean the Aces still have to win, like we talked about earlier, because either it's Brisbane or Canberra time. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Final 3 outs to go as the Aces trail 9-0.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Back at it here at Melbourne Ballpark. Still plenty of fans who have stuck around here as the Aces trail 9-0 here in the final night game of the 2024-25 regular season. It was a 16-4 win for Melbourne yesterday, and now it's been all Adelaide. They got their revenge. They lead 9-0, and the Aces down to their final 3 outs. New pitcher into the game, an Australian legend, Ed, Todd Van Steensel.
And a fashion legend,
yes.
Todd Van Steensel, with those high stockings, essentially shorts that he's wearing out there. But there you go. You got to look at that. Those are essentially like softball shorts.
He's got the flash socks, too.
He is a unique individual, but has been one of the greatest pitchers in the modern ABL. No doubt about that.
These uniforms are top notch. They look like comic book, like superhero uniforms. They really do. I mean, you got the lightning bolt right there. Well, Van Steensel, it's not a save situation here.
Yes.
So, of course, up by 9. But if he gets in tomorrow in a save situation, there's the rally cap. He's currently tied with Ryan Searle with 45 saves in his ABL career. That's tied for the most in modern ABL history. So he can't get that save tonight, but if he gets it tomorrow afternoon, he'll be standing alone. And, I mean, that's a really huge accomplishment for the man who already holds the record for most pitching appearances.
Yeah.
Just 20 or so more than Steve Kent.
And I suppose they probably want to get him a little work, right?
Yes.
He didn't work Thursday, didn't work Friday. Let him pitch an inning here and stretch out. No guarantee he'll pitch tomorrow either, so probably makes sense to throw him out there now.
And Sydney leading right now, and the fact that the Giants are leading, 1 game to go. Tomorrow night might not mean as much to them in terms of trying to chase that number 1 seed, and then on top of that, too, they'll essentially be close to locked into that 2nd seed as well.
Now watch his motion, too. If you haven't seen him before, got a pretty unique setup.
Look at that.
Delivery.
Whitefield takes upstairs. 1-0. It jumps out of his hand, too. Look at that. A little hop off the hand. A little shimmy.
Just a lazy 93.
Takes a deep breath. That elbow pointing straight out. He does a little bit of everything. Hey, every pitcher's got their routine. 1-0. Cute foul. Look out over the dugout. 1-1. Now again, assuming Sydney holds on to their lead, Adelaide currently trailing the Blue Sox 2 games of first place. So with 1 game to go after this one, if the Blue Sox win, there's no chance Adelaide secures that number 1 seed, but they're already essentially locked into the 2nd seed. So they come into tomorrow, again, not needing to win, and that maybe also is why Van Steensel's in the game. Get him some work. Don't want him to go a whole week and a half without appearances. Look out in the party deck off the facing of the facade. Oh, man. Everyone's okay.
There it goes. Bounces off and then back down in. Whew. Got to pay attention to the ball game.
Yes, you do. Emergency hack from Whitefield. 1-2. Huge foul. Counts the holds. I got to imagine it plays to Van Steensel's advantage how much he moves in that herky-jerky motion. It's probably distracting, right? You're trying to find the white ball, and it probably, you talk about a pitcher hiding a baseball. Well, he's not just hiding it, he's also distracting you with all these different movements. There you go, raising it high above his head, that elbow pointing high into the sky, leaning down, a little bit of everything. 1-2. Outside, counting it's up. Of course, Aaron's seen plenty of it. You can see him nodding his head. These 2 Team Australia teammates played in the previous World Baseball Classic with each other. Whitefield was in center field watching Van Steensel strike out Shohei Ohtani on Team Japan in the Tokyo Dome. 2-2. Just got a piece. Stays alive.
Battling here, Whitey. That's what you want to see. It's a 9-0 game, bottom of the 9th, but he's still fighting.
Looking for his first hit of the 9th.
Yeah. Of course, he could say that about a lot of aces tonight.
They just have 2 hits this evening and not 1 since the first inning, when they loaded the bases and couldn't push across a run. 2-2 again. Flash foul. Whitefield keeps this one going. Matt Osterberg, the pitcher of record, 7 innings, allowed 2 hits, and struck out 5 hitters. I mean, he was so good tonight. At one point, retired 15 straight aces in a row from the 2nd all the way to the beginning of the 7th. 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. Good plate appearance from Whitey.
Heard someone yell, hurry up, to Van Steensel. Obviously haven't seen him pitch before. Very deliberate. Goes through that routine, that motion every time.
It's impressive. I mean, a lot of respect to it.
I'd probably forget a step.
And he's one of the best to do it.
Yep.
3-2. Breaking ball back to the mound off Van Steensel. He'll recover. Quick throw to first in time for the first out.
And right back at him. Calmly finds it, picks it up, goes to first.
The only other player I've seen wear the socks over the knees is Carlos Santana when he was in his, I think it was his 2nd stint with Cleveland. He's going back to the Guardians this year. Pulling up a picture for you, Ed. Here's Jared Dale. Good big comparison here. Well, that one's taken outside.
Dales are pretty high. Look at that.
Dales go below his knees.
They do. Yes, they do.
But that's traditional, right?
There, you got him there with it.
One out. Bounce straight back. Count evens up at 1-1. Here's Santana right here. You can see this is him with the Twins getting a sausage thrown at him.
Yeah, those are shorts.
Yes, they are. Short shorts. Going to the beach. But yes, above his knees. So Van Steensel rocks it too. One. Jack swing. Did he go? Casey Cook says he didn't. 2-1. The only thing I would think about, and Van Steensel is a pitcher, so he doesn't have to slide as much, but it probably doesn't feel good if you're sliding.
No.
Just because those socks are thinner than the pants. But it's all for looks, right? Two-one. Jack swing. He went around this time, 2-2, wow. And Dale frustrated. Will take some time. Another look.
Geez, I don't know about that.
Doesn't come in a high leverage spot. Again, the ace is down by 9, so we'll see if Dale can work his way back into this plate appearance. 2-2. Outside, count runs full, consecutive 3-2 counts here. The aces have been making Van Steensel work.
I was going to say, if you're going to wear that, you better be good.
That's what I'm saying.
And he is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, if you run that out and you got a 9.0 ERA.
Different story, yes.
Exactly.
3-2. Oh, swing and a miss. A 3/4 hack on a fastball exploding in towards his hand.
That was tough.
2 away. 2 up, 2 down for Van Steensel.
That was a tough one, Max.
Just fooled, especially, I'm sure after seeing the breaking ball, thought that one was going to sneak back across the inside corner. Instead, runs the opposite direction. So Robbie Glendinning, the last hope for the Aces, the 3rd consecutive Team Australia teammate that Todd Van Steensel will face here. Greg Bird on deck. Pitch. Fouled away. 0-1. We're back at it tomorrow, 12:50 for our Brick Lane pregame show, the final of the regular season. First pitch just at about 1 o'clock, and it is set up to be an important one, as important as it gets.
Huge.
The Aces need to win to get into the playoffs and then need some help from either Sydney or Canberra. or Sydney or Brisbane. Canberra facing Brisbane. 0-1. Good bender. Buckled Glendenning a bit. 0-2.
That was something, that pitch.
Adelaide a strike away from win number 22 on the season. Oh, 2. 1-2. Robbie 1 for 3 today. Singled back in the first inning as well. Came in hitting at a 288 clip. It's been a good year for Robbie. And Steensel ready. It's 1-2 coming. Two and two. Well, the Aces have definitely made him throw some pitches. So talk about getting him some work in. Well, he's had to work hard in this inning despite having yet to allow a base runner here. Two. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. Adelaide with a dominant 9-0 win. They bounce back in a big way as they pick up their 22nd win of the season. They continue to pace the top of the ABL standings. Meanwhile, the Aces fall to 18-21. Sixth time the Aces have been shut out this season. Third time against Adelaide. Matt Osterberg picks up the win for the Giants. He was as good as he's been this year. 7 innings. 2 hits, didn't allow a hit after this first inning, by the way. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, at one point retired. 15 consecutive Aces hitters. Well, Ed, no matter what, if the Aces are going to make the postseason, they have to win tomorrow, and they got to hope that they can get some help from both Sydney and or Brisbane.
It's a one-game season. You got to throw out tonight, you throw out everything that's gone in the past, and you got to win tomorrow. That's what it is. It's one game to get yourself into the postseason. And the good thing is you know that. You know that's what you have to do tomorrow. You got to win it to give yourself an opportunity.
Absolutely. Again, Canberra was leading 2-0 at Brisbane before a weather delay. That game now suspended. It'll resume tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in Brisbane, and the Aces need the Bandits to win that game. Let's take a look at how we got here. Jared Dale got things started with 1 down to the first for the Aces with a single in the left center field. This is really where the Aces will look back on reflecting this one. Robbie Glendenning looking to break out in a big way, and he gets a pitch right down Broadway and shoots it back up the middle for a base hit.
Take a screenshot of that because it's the last hit you're going to see.
Last one for the Aces, at least.
Yeah.
Well, scoreless as they couldn't score a run with the bases loaded. Here's a fine play from Daryl George, charging in, throwing on the run. But then Adelaide, on a nice play from Greg Bird, retired. Aces defense was pretty solid for the most part tonight. Did see a couple miscues, but kept the ball on the ground and made the majority of the plays that they needed to. It really was the long ball in this one. Here's Nick Ward, again grounding it over to first, and Bird making that play. Bases loaded, 1-0 Adelaide, and Jordan McArdle lines this one in the left field. That would double the Giants' lead to 2-0 at the time. This was the big one where they sent 8 to the plate. Later in the inning, Diego Gonzalez, with 1 RBI in 10 games, grounds this one up the middle in the center. That would push the lead to 3 runs for the Giants, and Diego Gonzalez would not be done yet after that.
Some clutch hitting from him.
Absolutely, and for a long time it was just 3-0 until Gonzalez came up again to the 5th and shot this one just over that wall, 300 feet away down the right field line. His first homer in the ABL, and it really broke the game open. Gave Adelaide a 6-0 lead as we get another look at it right here. Really good swing.
You could see how happy he was with that single. Ecstatic with that home run. That's a big hit.
And then Briley Knight, who's been a part of this lineup all season long, in game number 31 for him, hit his 4th homer on the next pitch. Here's another really good play from Gonzalez at third base. Look at that cannon he shows off.
He's probably Osterberg and Gonzalez players of the game for Adelaide, I would say.
That's your recap. Again, the Giants win it 9-0 in 9 innings. So the Aces now have a half-game lead over Canberra, who will play 2 games tomorrow. The Aces need to win, plain and simple. Make sure to catch us, 12:50 Brick Lane pregame show. We'll keep you updated with all of the new scores after one of those games resumes at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Brisbane and Canberra, and then we'll get you set for the final game of the regular season. Again, we've appreciated all of you tuning in all season long. For our entire Sportscast Australia crew, Ed Wyatt, I'm Max Tanzer. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight. The Aces fall to 18-21. Adelaide jumps to 22-17. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Giants win at 9-0.
This broadcast is powered by Sportscast Australia.